up. We'll see if we can get all that. And the stream coming back up. Bud Rich's bad KPS stream restarting. Yep, we did that. The KBS is climbing. We'll see if that helps. So far, so good in the 5 to 6 range that we're used to. That's where we generally operate. Let's hopefully keep it there. Looking good so far. All right. Hopefully that was hopefully it was just on my end and we won't have any more issues with that. There we go. And this one, because I got to load all of the chats back up. YouTube took a shit. And let's... Are we... And click the live button. Oh. Don't tell me Rumble's being stupid. Hello, says Joe Burger. Well, hey... All right, so that is working. Okay, let's pop the chats back out. I have to redo everything. I apologize. It was a slow start to the show already because of the whole... No, I don't want you to put this... I hate this. No, I don't want you to put the box everywhere. I just want to line it up on the side so I can expand. All right? Let me do it. All right, so we've got that up. Let's get the YouTube back up. We'll have to reload all of the links. Oh, shit biscuits. All right, so here we go. The Mind Games thing. There's up. That's there. There's the chat window. Let's pop the chat out. Let's throw that over. Are we back, says Fallen? It appears so. Let's hope. Balls crossed. Nope. Drop frames detected 34% over the last 2 minutes. Oh, Jesus. So, drop frames detected. What does this mean? What can I do? No. I don't want the troubleshooter. I just want the notifications. Get over to the notifications. Over the last 2 minutes. All right, so this was a minute ago. That was before. Let's hope that hasn't happened. Nope. Down. Oh. See if it comes back up and stays there. I don't know what else I can do. I just rebooted the computer, so up. It's kind of a fun little bouncing game. We'll switch this to live chat, and we'll open up the thing, and another warning. I really don't need that right now. Disconnected on the YouTube. Try this. Let's try rebooting it. Chevy JB waving. Yep. Do we have... Well, Salty saying good day. That's fine. Yeah, it might be the end of the day. I don't know what to do about this. We dropped down to literally 100 KBS. Normally we're only in the thousands. And 1,000 is a scarily low number. This 100 thing. And stop pulling this up asking me if I want to end the stream. I don't want to end the stream. You can still see what we're saying. We don't need to on the screen. Should I go to Twitch? It sounds like, it looks like the Twitch one isn't. It's not any better. It's on my end. It dropped to 197. Why does Twitch have sound but Rumble doesn't? Dude, you're asking the wrong person. I have no idea, Bud Britches. I have no idea. I know my KBS is 92. Where's the coin? All right, so now it's 5866. I can reboot the router and the modem maybe, and that technically might help. Dropped frames again. There we go. I think we need some Asian April. That will help, I bet, and the stream will fix itself. Where are we getting Asian April? And thanks, you're right. The thing we need for this show is not me. Love that. All right. Should I go to Twitch? Yeah, I mean, you can try going to Twitch. This thing still says live. I don't know why this still says live. Let's see if we reboot that. And nope, down to 103. Oh, and it bounced onto the floor. That doesn't count. Too many obstructing features. The frames were dropped again, 33%. I mean, we'll try and load the show for a minute here. I need to. A minute ago. Great. All right, we'll clear that out, and we'll try and load our stories. We'll see how this goes with loading the stories, and if we have this issue again. I caught all the frames over here. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you on all that, honestly. My technological expertise has been maximized at hooking up, running the computer, all that stuff. I had no idea how after that. Maybe Twitch won't let me cheer, so could be a server issue. Well, it's definitely not just Twitch, or necessarily whatever the issue is might be affecting more than Twitch. Again, we'll try reloading this. And that's up at the moment. Up, but we have another warning. Okay. Let's drop the computer audio for just a second. And Fat Conan saying maybe we need a PS5 Riot in this biatch. Well, I can't afford PS5s, and I would never do self to purchasing PS5s to give them away. And quite frankly, I don't have any extra money. I have even less extra money than I thought, and I have literally, I think at this point, one thing motivating me to collect money, and that's my dream car in my dream color that I just happened to come across today. So I'm going to find out tomorrow if that's even an acquirable goal, or if, like everything, it's just that's that, and we'll see where it's at. All right, so we've got one warning. We haven't gotten two. Hopefully, if we can load the show and just go from here, he said as he watched the KBS drop really, really low. Me. All right, we're going to try. Where is the clock thing? I need the clock, god damn it. Okay, that's why that's multiple. I need my goddamn clock. I can't do this thing. I got that weird thing now where I got to have the clock up there. I got to know where we're at time-wise. All right, there we are. Got it. Good God, I really hope that just stops. We're going to try. We're a half hour. Johnny, you could have my PS5. Not impressed. Bud Britches, I wouldn't know what to do with a PS5. I'll be honest with you. Wouldn't know what to do with it. I have very little gaming time overall. I have one project I want to work on that requires me to do gaming time. And then I have almost no super duper easy free fun gaming time because my free time is dedicated to usually helping offset everyone else's time watching my daughter. So I just kind of, her gaming time. Yeah, PS5, never going to touch it. It would be like my PS4. A giant dust magnet, and that's it. And we dropped frames again. Oh. I mean, we're gonna try to do the show. We're gonna try. I swear, as God is my witness, we are gonna try. Alrighty, so that's looking all right. I'm looking like shit. Oh, this is the problem. I have fucking baggy shirts, and now I'm losing weight, which is great, but I look like crap now because all my shirts are too big. I gotta start having smaller shirts and a better angle for my foot to get onto this thing because I can't get my foot up there now. Alrighty, I wanted a PS5 for a while, but gave up and upgraded the PC instead. I mean, overall, PC over console, the advantage to a console is ease and, like, if you have friends playing it. If you have friends playing on that console, that's great. But other than that, no, man, you might as well just do the PC. PC's a better way to go. I'm happier gaming on my PC, but like I said, kid changes things. So we've got we got a bunch of stories up to get into for today's show, and I am really gonna have to I'm gonna have to flip it, man. Let's see what happens. We'll give it one go. Do we keep going with this horror show? Because I imagine it's not fun for everybody else. Let's see. Says yes. Let's let's keep it going. Alrighty, so getting into our first story, we'll attempt to do these before we get completely effed in the A. A Minneapolis police officer. Not something you want to start a story off with, granted. But a Minneapolis police officer, we're on this ride with you, says Well Salty. Boy, well, thank you. Ride or die. Oh, geez. So I didn't realize that this thing is got frickin' stuff playing. That's not it. All right. And we're good. All right, so let's get the audio back up and back over here. Get in on the yeah. Our tactic cheer 100 one more try, says Bud Britches. Well, sure isn't a real. It's C8, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. Oh, we dropped some frames again. Hooray. I'm going to try and ignore that for a little bit. I'm going to try. I am going to say right now, even if the frames are super shitty, if we don't at all, then I don't know if I'll do the extra half hour of overtime. Just on a principle stance. I'm not going to sit here and song and dance and go, hey, man, we really need that program. It's how or that money. It's how we stay on the air. Because that's half true. It is how we stay on the air. The difference is, as opposed to me doing a song and dance with a collection plate, I will simply just get a job.
Cheer 100.
Oh, see, the cheering part is working. Thank you, Well Salty, for helping us with that experiment. Works if I spell it wrong, I guess. I mean, kind of, not to be confused with Cheer 100, who is a cyborg. Oh, what? Cher 1000 is a cyborg? Do we have a link to her channel? Does she have, like... Actually, I shouldn't leave this on here. I just realized there's electronics below that, and this has condensation. We'll leave that over there. I'm going to just kind of put it in the back of my head, and I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize about the dropped frames thing. I've rebooted the system. I've done what I can. I don't want to see you do a song and dance with a collection plate either, says Well Salty. Well, you're right, Well Salty. You don't want to see it. But admit it. The dancing part, you kind of want to see that, right? You kind of want to see the cripple guy get up and dance. Like, oh, the spirit of... Well, actually, the spirit of finances compels you. He's... Ow. Thank you, Bud Britches. My arm twitched. And my IV that's in this part of my arm, like, just fucking dug in a bit. So I was like, oh, like, that's, oh, shit. Great. I love that they're taking me off all the machines, and they're like, oh, you seem like you're in a hurry, busy day. And I'm like, well, so I've got to go let a bunch of people fart at me online. Apparently everyone looks like you, at you like you're the weirdo for that. Like, if I said, hey, no, I've got to go be a IRL streamer, so I've got to go eat a sandwich while people give me money to go, hey, that's cool. How is the sandwich? Look, there's a hot Asian chick behind you, or whatever IRL streamers do. I don't know. I'm not one. But sound alerts work fine, says Bud Bridges. Yeah, the sound alerts work fine. My bowels, according to that air horn, are doing just great. I hope my laundry machine works as well as the sound alerts, because we're gonna need it. I can't figure out the stickers, says Welsh Salty. Well, here's how. If everything is functioning appropriately, the way the stickers work, supposedly, is over on up there somewhere, over there, there's a heart with like a bullseye thing over there, and if you click on it, you get to spend bits, because we can't do... I learned not to do... You can't do channel points, and I learned not to do 0-bit stickers. I learned how bad that can be. And then you throw however many bits on the stickers. I have to make more. I have more sound drops, so I do have to make new stickers specifically to the show. Let's see how close we are on the sticker party. Holy crap, we're 340. Math. We're 300 away from a sticker party. Don't let this frustrate you. I can't figure out the sticker. It's not frustrating me. I was just explaining it. I love to... Right there. Yeah, there we go. Bud Britches slapping a kitty on the screen. And like I said, I need to make some new stickers. I should make... I have an Alucard kitty sticker. I really need to make an Integra kitty sticker. I mean, I could just take that one and change the colors. Could be entirely doable. Alrighty. So we've got that. We've got things loaded. Should I go to Twitch, says Welsh Salty. I mean, you're welcome to try. YouTube is being a bitch. I don't know how well things are on Twitch. Let's pull up a Twitch loadout. I'm sure Twitch is going to tell me that it's going fucking horrible. Probably telling me, like, horrible connect. I got a message. I didn't check that. Whisper. Oh, Death Blow, dry bar comedy. Well, you know, while I love that, I don't necessarily just pull up other comedians' stuff, but I should look into that in the off hours. And thank you for whoever just Conan, Fart Conan, more like it, or Shart Conan. After everything we're doing today, it's Shart Conan. Shart Conan. Creator dashboard. You are live. Yes, I am aware I'm live. Stream manager. Oh, that bitrate looks like a cardiogram of somebody who's crashing. We need a nurse in here. Stat. Oh, he's crashing. His stream is crashing. Let's go look at the financial end, which, because of the diversification of the streams, is always great on the analytics side. We'll make sure we're not missing a like some sort of weird... Somebody donated a bunch of bits or something while we were off since yesterday or some shit. Let's make sure that's not the case. Over Mew, and that number's so low. Oh God, it's so low, so goddamn low. And we're $5 into today's goal. So we're 45 away from overtime. Currently, I will link the PayPal and all that shit. And I don't blame anyone if you don't want to support this dog shit program with the way the KBS is kicking me in the dick. I couldn't blame you. I do need to work on finger. Why doesn't a Rodecaster have the ability to flat out change the values on the microphones? Let's just turn that on, turn that off. But anyways, not their concern, I think, is the thing. Alrighty, let's go ahead and drop that. Tomorrow we lose. Tomorrow was a month ago yesterday, or a month ago tomorrow was a big day on Twitch for us. And by big, I mean, woo, look, we made $100. Oh, that's going to hit hard. Well, Salty, test. I see your thing. It's coming up on the screen. It's kind of working. The KBS is doing that thing where it's like, no, I don't really give a shit. Yep, there we go. Alrighty, so there's that. We'll keep an eye on those things. Go back to Stream Manager. Things seem to be at least relatively nice for the visual. Well, nice for the visual. Things. I'll stay in Twitch. Yeah, Twitch seems to be working relatively well. I cleared the alert and it came back immediately. So I hate myself with that. Anyways, we've almost killed the entire first hour with all this bullshit. So we really need to do, this one. But there was more than one police officer involved in the whole George Floyd debacle. Remember the world before the internet. So simple. I could do that myself. My name is Tie My Shoe, and I'm going to be... I really want to play that song, but I feel like I get in trouble, so we'll let it go. Today. Anyways, so the officer in question here is named Tao Thao. Tao Thao is a really weird name, man. You're pushing. Why do they do these things to me? I have no idea. Alrighty. A quick update. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. So far, I'm seeing on the Rumble chat that everything seems fine there, according to Chevy JB. So maybe things are working better on Rumble. If you're having an issue, perhaps Rumble's the way to go. And we will link the PayPal stuff in a minute. Let's get over again to Tao Thao. And he is sentenced 5 years for the George Floyd situation. Why is this lady talking? You better be someone's judge or lawyer, because I have zero understanding otherwise of how this lady is qualified. Saying normally it's the other way. Look, just all right. They got one. No, that's not what happened here. But why is she doing it? All right, so let's start this off with a white woman, because again, nobody can speak for themselves unless a white woman does it first. It's a weird divert. All right, just. We'll let it go.
George Floyd narrated his own death.
I would say he actually he didn't narrate all of it. It wasn't like he was narrating it from top to bottom. He wasn't like, and I'm going to take a bunch of this fentanyl. I chew the fentanyl and swallow it slowly. I tell the police officers, what? I have no idea what you are talking about. Again, he didn't narrate everything. He narrated the part where he's like, let me go to the ground, I'll be okay. He narrated the part where he said, I can't breathe. But again, the part you might not understand, ma'am, and although you look like you've done chemo, have you ever tried fentanyl? I have. Probably in line to do it again. Scares the shit out of me. But by the way, it could make you feel like you, I can't breathe. Just saying. I digress. I'm sorry. I can't take up too much of your time. You look like you're stage 4. We better let you go.
Course of a restraint that lasted more than 9 long minutes. And the defendant, Officer Tao, stood by and allowed it to happen.
Deuteronomy 16, verse 19. You shall not pervert justice. You shall not show partiality. Bless.
Uh-oh, we got a problem. Oh, tell it on the mountain. I'm sorry. Does anyone? Well, they can't possibly say it's white privilege or white supremacy. It's an Asian guy quoting script. Yeah, that's why they're going to say it's white supremacy. Oh no. All right, how many people were telling him just get in the car? Should we all go to Rumble? Well, Salty, if you want to watch on Rumble, I haven't heard anyone say it's not working on Rumble. I'll who is running this channel? I'll grab the Rumble's thing, and we'll throw that in Control C and Control V, and boom. There's the Rumble. We'll put it in the YouTube as well. And since we're on a short break to do a bunch of links, let's grab that and throw up. Put up. Throw up might be the wrong term, you know? Maybe don't poke the bear, dumbass. Don't do that right now. We're already on a medical cocktail that has us on the equivalent of, I don't know, a steroid roller coaster on steroids. That's way too many steroids. Call me the Liver King, bitch, because guess what we're doing? All right, so let's grab the... Oh, and we got to change that because, again, we are already $5 in. So we have, again, $45 to hit for our overtime goal. It will extremely suck, but with the KBS doing the yo-yoing that my innards are, I feel like who gives a shit? You know, whatever. Things happen. Try and do the best we can to help you wrap up your day. What do you say? Taste of Ashes saying, "Okay, yeah, like I said, things might be better." I mean, was it necessary? I thank you for the sphincter check. I don't really like. I mean, there's no financial gain on the channel points. That's more of a for you to use it. So I don't want to be like, thank you for those channel points. No. I mean, thank you for contributing to the show. But again, I already have to change my pants. Why do we got to make it worse now? Now there's even more mud. Alrighty. Yeah, just keep telling yourself it's mud. It's mud. Alrighty. Thank God we don't do smell-o-vision. That's all I'm saying. All right, we got all those stories loaded. What was the thing I was doing? I was copying the PayPal links. I am so off kilter today. Jesus Christ. I won't do that again. I didn't know. Didn't know what? That I was going to shit my pants? Hey, man, that's kind of the fun. And as far as the channel points, they're there specifically so that way you can do stuff like that without having to spend money, because the interaction is the goal, and the financial part, ironically, has been something for the last year. We've been blessed and not had to really worry about it. We were just on a perpetual tomorrow's already kind of automatic overtime thing. And last summer, when it started getting a little bit tighter and we started to have to be like, hey, there's a goal, we had work to offset that. All of that has since stopped, and I guess we're throwing the dice at the medical treatment to see if we can get ourselves back to earning money in the DJ world to offset this stuff again. Trucker 18-wheeler saying, hey, douche canoe. Hey, Trucker 18-wheeler. It's official. The badge idea that we got to put together, the one we've been toying with, we got to make an actual douche canoe for the members' badges. We can all be douche canoes. Oh, all right. I can't hear you, says Trucker. Yeah, that might be a problem because our KBS is doing this thing where it's shit, if I'm honest. Let's reload the Rumble and go to live. And let's unmute it. I'm honest. Yep, up and down, pausing. Yep, not any better on Rumble. We're just reload the Rumble and go to live. And let's unmute it. I'm honest. Yep, up and down. Pause. All right, I had to go back to Twitch, says Taste of Ashes. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. All right, wait a minute. I got to see. Fat Conan, we need that sound points dropped. It is racist that is so much points us poor people of color can't afford. Fat Conan, everybody accrues the channel points at the same rate, regardless of age, gender, political affiliation, viewpoints on the appropriateness of trans surgery on kids. Literally, like, all of the metrics that society would grade you are not involved with the channel points thing. So I don't know how that's racist. I don't know how that's racist. I really don't. But again, you got to do what you got to do. This whole thing on the Twitch, the Rumble, all of it, up and down like crazy, is driving me nuts. But we linked everything else for the pay goals, and then we just got another notification about the last 2 minutes dropping frames. Awesome. So let's go back to the Officer Thao, how he's feeling now. Is it Thao or Tao? Tao. Officer Tao. How do you feel now, Officer Tao?
Blessed are those who hear the word of God and keep it. Also, Scripture tells us that it is not good to go against your conscience. And despite what this court has ruled, I know we cannot hide our thoughts or intent from God, for we must give an account on the day we appear before God. Therefore, I must obey.
Well, I feel like you don't realize, according to most of the people in Minneapolis, your God is white guilt and you better worship, otherwise you in contempt of God. My good looks and charm discount is void here. So sad. Yeah, dude, your good looks and charm discount means nothing. Which, I mean, yeah, that's shitty for you. Plus side for me, my schlubbiness and complete and utter social abrasiveness for once doesn't count against me. I'm gonna take it. Ah, someone did it. How now, Brown Towel? Oh. I can hear you here, says Trucker 18-wheeler. Yeah, it's screwy all over the place. It's, again, the KBS is all over the place. I've rebooted the computer once. I could try rebooting it again. I'm going to make peace with that. I'm going to do the best I can to give you a show for 3 solid hours. If we hit our overtime goal, we'll do the overtime portion. And we don't beg and demand. We don't really roll the goal over into tomorrow. If we simply take too many hits, we start saying, look, we can't keep doing this show like this. And things change. Things change. Anyways, we'll take it one day at a time. Roll that beautiful Tao footage.
To hold on to the truth that I did not commit these crimes. My conscience is clear.
After 3 years of reflection, I was hoping for a little more remorse, regret.
I mean, if you want to say remorse in terms of how we handled things. Regret in terms of the fact that because a guy, again, I really, look, I'm not sitting here saying, dynamite, says Fat Conan, become one with the Tao. Right. Tao, everybody, Tao now. Now, Tao. Look, if you want someone to defend the guy in terms of his prison sentence, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be like, hey, man, this guy shouldn't be in prison, and my voice crack guarantees it. But remorse? As someone who watched the aftermath of, and again, what was clearly someone ODing, the cops did not make him OD on drugs. And I'm tired of the idea that the cops need to feel bad about how it turned out. Look, the cops could have gotten somebody with some Narcan in there. The cops could have done some of those things, and they didn't. That's not okay. But he also could have, I don't know, at any point stopped fighting the police officers. I was covering a video where we're like, the cops are being way overbearing and this isn't cool. And that guy went along with everything all the way into the car. So just, no, you fought tooth and nail while you were ODing on fentanyl. And I expected a little more remorse. For what? The guy did his job for the most part, and he's been getting railroaded and called a racist because the other guy OD'd and died. And like I said, I just, I feel like, it's not something to be remorseful about if you don't believe what you did was wrong. He's already paying for it. What more? You have to have him think, you have to have him realize, oh, I guess I'm remorseful. Am I going to believe? You know what I respect? That he's not remorseful. You know why? Because he's not lying to me either. I don't think, oh, he's just saying that. Oh, I'm remorseful because I got caught. No. I'm saying this guy is like, hey, man, I paid these penalties and you can judge me, and I view my religion as something that I will be judged for my actions. And let me just say, on that day of ultimate judgment, I believe my actions will speak for and defend themselves. You know what? Fucking right or wrong, at least he's fucking honest, all right? He's convicted in what he's believing. And again, if we want to just, I've got a whole bunch, Judge, I've got a whole bunch of stories of, and people of, let's just say, shoe other foot. Sometimes they deserve a snapback. You know what I mean?
Acknowledgement of some responsibility. And less preaching.
I can't breathe, man. Please. Thank you. Lay him yeah, just on the ground. I appreciate it.
Call police on another police.
You think that's cool though, bro?
Suffice it.
Yeah, and let's again completely ignore the part where he was on fentanyl, refusing to get into the car, refusing to cooperate with officers, and all of that put together led to his death. I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend that the knee on the neck had a huge thing to do with it. No. Not with the way he's screaming and pleading. Plenty of air is moving through his throat. Plenty of air is moving through his lungs. Oh, they've got a knee on his neck. Yeah, they've got a knee on his neck and he can't breathe. Weird, because he can scream, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Mama, help me. He can scream all of that stuff. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but most of the part, something I'm aware of because I use it a lot, making noise requires air going in and then coming out through the vocal cords. So he can't breathe, but he can tell you he can't breathe. Again, he couldn't breathe because his muscles. He couldn't breathe because his lung muscles, his diaphragm. A lot of people don't realize this either. I'll let you in on this, Judge. Hey, it's fucking medical hour. A lot of people don't realize this, but your diaphragm is one of those muscles like your heart, which functions on its own so automatically. It's an autonomic? I don't remember. I can't say the right term right now, but it functions so... Steroids kicked in, didn't they? It functions so fast, so well on its own that when it doesn't, you literally don't know how to process it. If you suddenly can't get your diaphragm to move or help you breathe, you have no way to process that muscle not responding to you. Because in your entire life, that never happens. It's not something that happens once or twice. It's not like spraining your ankle, like, oh, that's smart. It's like, no. Your entire life, your diaphragm refusing to operate when you need it to does not happen. So, again, let's talk about how guilty this guy should be. After all, if he admits he feels bad and that, oh, poor me, I punished yeah, I'm sure that'll really help salve the wound a lot more than the $27 million his family got. I'm sure that'll help solve all of the outrage that resulted in a burned down police station and whole bunch of property damage and complete chaos in part of a town for like 2 years. I'm sure that will fix all of this if this guy goes, yeah, I really regret what I did, pander.
To say that I think your culpability is less than Mr. Chauvin.
Joe Berger saying, why didn't he call out for his father, Johnny? I don't know. That's a great question. Can we... Oh, we can't ask him. All right. And I'm going to rewind this a bit. I think your culpability is less than Mr. Chauvin. Yes, I think his culpability is less than Mr. Chauvin. I think Mr. Chauvin's culpability is less than George Floyd's. But justice being what it is, I'm not going to sit here and say that guy needs to be. But I'm just going to say I think you're a piece of shit if you think I'm just going to decide what's right or wrong for this police officer. Again, I have no problem calling out cops as being fucked up pieces of shit. Did a video about it the other day, either Friday or yesterday. I don't remember which show it was. But I did a video the other day where a police officer vastly overreacted, was being a complete piece of shit, and I was calling him that the whole time. This is not that. And that's, I think, the part that bothers me the most. There's plenty of videos where we could be like, this police officer's behavior was abhorrent. How can you be not even the slightest bit remorseful for your actions? But this video is not that. But because, once again, like the theme of the last 3 or 4 years, but because people fit the right racial criteria and they check the right identification boxes, we're allowed to be outraged about this, but not something else. We're not allowed to call this a fucked up situation, but nope, we got to burn it all down because this one happened.
Police on another police.
You think that's cool though, bro?
Suffice it to say that I think your culpability is less than Mr. Chauvin, but well above Mr. King and Mr. Lane.
Why? Because he's a minority, so he's not supposed to be racist? Why is his because he stood there and did nothing? Again, you can't, like, is he supposed... explain this to me, Judge. Is he supposed to forcibly administer Narcan and call the EMS? Because if you're saying that's what he's culpable for, I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you. Fat Conan, you're so right-wing, I bet you think men can't get pregnant, too. Tell you what, Fat Conan, you and Dylan Mulvaney lock yourselves in a bedroom, and you do what you got to do until you make it happen, and on that day, I will admit I'm wrong.
As an experienced senior officer who was in the best position to save George Floyd.
George Floyd was in the best position to save George Floyd by admitting that he had swallowed a large dose of solid how do we do this in anywhere resembling a reasonable way? How do we do that? I don't think. Again, I'm sorry. I just got to let this play. I think it's actually almost done. It is almost done. So fuck it. We're going to just move on because screw that. You were in the best position to save George Floyd. George Floyd was in the best position to save George Floyd by not eating fentanyl. Period. That is the facts. So, at any rate, let's clear that out. And you know what? This one's gonna be interesting. We've had 5 alerts. 5, count them. 5 alerts on the KBS. Let's clear that slate again. And boom. We'll see if it goes up again. Hershey's fentanyl. Taste the rich flavor. Savor the flavor. Look, I'm not saying that the cops couldn't have done things to save George Floyd's life. Far from it. There's a lot of things that the cops could have done. The cops could have literally administered Narcan, called EMS, being like, he's on something, he's ODing on something, we saw him swallow something, he won't admit what it is, but we need a medical professional on hand right now to figure out what he's on. But instead, they tried to play the rigmarole of get him in the back of the car, and then they played fucking whack-a-mole by not closing both the doors and all the other shit. Plenty of things are factors that could have resulted in him surviving. But again, the idea that the actions that officers took deliberately led to his death. No. If he got in the back of the car and didn't fight it, he still dies. he still dies. But he doesn't die out in public on cell phone footage that we all get to watch right away. Then he dies in custody, and we get to have this whole, well, what happened? It's convenient kind of thing. And I don't know, would that be better or worse, do you think? I have no idea. He was going to go to college. Right. As soon as he swapped out those 20s for legit bills, he was going to go to college. Again, the thing is, I'm saying is, I don't have a problem with people being like, the cops overreached, the cops are responsible for this. Sure, they have responsibility in it. They're not culpable. I'm tired of how we've completely, for lack of a better term, we've completely whitewashed one party of any responsibility or culpability, and that's weird. I don't believe in that ever. I believe a person's actions should be, regardless of their mind state, a person's actions should be considered in the results that they bring. I am fucking weird right now today. It is a strange day. Let's get into this story quick. A legally armed woman in North Carolina acted in self-defense when she fatally shot a man during a road rage incident at a grocery store parking lot, according to the local authorities. Before we get into this, I don't have guns. I don't own firearms. But I want to say, for this lady having one and defending herself from this dude, I would just like, before we get into anything, I might change my opinion. But here we go. And I'm saying this as someone who has abhorrent road rage. I have horrible road rage. And I'm saying, if someone like me suddenly got out of my car and approached your vehicle because I'm so mad, you absolutely should shoot me. You should lay me out right away. Because if I'm literally getting out of my car to scream at you for how you're driving, then I have completely abandoned the wherewithal and human decency to realize, at the very least, I'm inconveniencing everyone else with the drama I'm creating. Everyone else. Don't start something, won't be something, says Saint Iran. Or as I love to say, man fucked around and found out. Oh. Taste of Ashes is saying Twitch is fine. So far, haven't gotten a KBS alert. We might be out of the woods on the KBS thing. I might be, jinxing myself by mentioning it. But as I watch, we're sitting above. We haven't gotten another alert, so balls crossed. We might be good for the rest of the show. Which means, and I know this isn't really your guys' fault, but it means we really need to hit that overtime goal so we can do, quality for the rest of the show. Aerosmith, Granny's got a gun. I like that, but I just want to say before I do my rendition, this is not about Granny getting banned, so don't come at it. Granny, don't come at me. You and Lemmy better fucking back the fuck off me with this. Like, we heard your... Nah, it's not about you, all right? It's not about you. Granny's got a gun. Granny's got a gun. Road rages on the run. Because Granny's got a gun. All right, so I think it's really important for people to understand that the provision in our law is not an invitation to vigilante justice, but it does allow someone when someone has a responsible fear of imminent death or bodily injury that you're allowed to protect yourself. Wake County District Attorney Lauren Freeman told ABC 11. Do we have the ABC 11 story then? I don't want to do your story of it. Year ago. How do we not have more facts on this? Armed woman, North Carolina. Come on, man. In North Carolina. This is why I hate not having enough time to prep these. I can go through the stories better and month, weeks, 3 weeks, 5 years. Nope. North Texas. There's apparently a bunch of these. Well, not all women, but yep. All right, we don't have the video. F you. All right, so I think that's really important here. Steve McLam, 49, was fatally shot outside a Food Lion located in Greystone Village Shopping Center in Raleigh last Tuesday after 5 p.m. Authorities who reviewed footage of the scene say McNabb was the aggressor in the altercation who tried to pry open the woman's car doors before she fired at him. Mr. McLam was the aggressor. He followed the other individual into the parking lot. Oh, into the parking lot? How is it road rage if you follow them into the parking lot? Well, I guess maybe from the road. We didn't say from where. All right, he followed the other individual into the parking lot, and upon getting out of his car, approached her car and attempting to get into her car, she, acting in self-defense, shot and killed him. All right. The View shows, yeah, I want to see the video, though. The altercation began as a road rage incident, according to local media reports. Freeman said law enforcement officers were able to review various footage of the scene and interview witnesses amid the investigation. We were fortunate to have access to various video. Also, there were witnesses in the area that were able to give a pretty clear image of what happened here, Freeman said. The woman, who has not been identified, legally owns the firearm and has no prior criminal history, the DA said. Under North Carolina law, individuals are permitted to use force to protect themselves when there is a reasonable fear of imminent death, imminent death, or serious bodily harm, Freeman told The Observer. All right, McLam was taken to a local hospital after the shooting, but he died from his injuries. And again, if you're chasing the lady into a parking lot, you really didn't do it. I used to steal shit tons at Food Lion. I really didn't steal, just kidding. Well, Jesse and the Rippers, I'm glad to hear that you really didn't steal. I don't confirm or condemn your statement because I assume everything's a joke. And it's in the chat. I'm not responsible for what you say. That's why I put you guys up there. So now if I read a comment, I'm like, how can you think that? I didn't think that. He read the teleprompter. You can all see it. Fuck you, San Francisco. Is it? No, it's not it's San Diego. Because even in that movie, if he had said, fuck you, San Francisco, we would have been like, yeah, it tracks. All right. So we have, again, plenty of stories to do. We have an hour and 45 minutes in the show. And let's clear all of those off and open the apps on here just to make sure we don't have to thank anybody for any of that because we've had those. We'll throw the... Oh, wait, what? All right, no, those are from the other day. Okay, so those are from before. All righty, there we go. That one's done, and then the Venmo one to make sure that's up. Again, thank you for supporting the show today or any day. We appreciate it. All right, we don't have anything to throw out yet. But you're doing good, says Jesse the Rip. Yeah, Jesse and the Rippers. I'm doing great. San Diego is my dog's middle name. My pit bull has a middle name. It's K-I-L-J. Brycat saying, howdy, folks. Hey, Brycat. The show is finally, so far, knock on wood. Well, press board, let's be honest. So far, doing good now that we've got that whole thing. Agreed. Someone attacks you. You literally have no idea what they will do or how far they will go to inflict harm on you. Right? Carmen Sandiego had to spell it with a K because of copyright issues, brother. Well, thank you, Sandy Squatch, for the 100 bits. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Carmen, stop sniffing that woman's twat. Honestly, I want to know this. Now, I know the butter thing, or the peanut butter thing is the rumor or the belief about dogs. But why is it that they always like right for the crotch, particularly on the women, but on the men as well. I just like, why do we go right for the balls? Is it because they're at nose level? Is it because like, oh, I can just run up to you and just go boom, and there it goes? Is it because for women that the vagina is somewhat like, they're like, hey, this looks like a nose receptacle? I just, look, if this dog could talk, quite frankly, all he'd say is, I can smell your cunt. It's like a name tag for noses, says Deathblow. Where in the world is Carmen Electra? I'll tell you where she's not in my life, and I wish she was. Just for one beautiful evening. I mean, I know she'd be slumming it, but she probably has, like, some sort of closet, like, skeleton that she wants to absolve, like, morally, right? I mean, I am a crippled person. That technically counts on your moral taxes when you file at the end. It had a special aroma. Hooah! I'm sorry, I was scent of a woman was just running through my head. All right, so we've got to do this story. We have and we've had a lot of great support, so we'll check in on that as the show rolls along. And just remember, with bits and subs and things, those do add up after the show. If those add up more than if those add up and kick us over on the goal and stuff, we would throw those into the next day. So don't worry, even if we don't get. And if we end up somehow funding overtime after the show's ended, we will forward that into. We'll disperse it. I won't do a full extra half hour. I can usually do at least 15 minutes. Here we go. Christie returns from Ukraine. Now, he's going to tell us what he thought about his visit to Ukraine. I like the way I said it better. Chris Christie returns from Ukraine. Love the food. Now, people are like, Johnny, isn't that kind of a bottom-rung joke? Chris Christie, we get it, he's fat. Yeah, but I mean, the reason why I'm going with the bottom-rung joke is because I don't want to pay any attention to the actual viewpoint that this giant human piece of pudge is about to spew out of his fat gullet, because he's not going to say the thing that I and a lot of America wants to or at least needs to hear, which is not our bird, not our problem. We've done more than enough. But again, he should have stayed there. Toastmaster, he couldn't stay there. They're having such a huge time. They're having such a horrible time with the huge battles and the war. Do you realize the food budget that man is going to rack in? That guy, I got to do it this way. That guy, that guy is just too fat to get away with living in that country at that time. Quite frankly, I feel like when he landed and found out there wasn't a buffet, the timer started ticking. We got to wrap this up quick. I'm getting hungry.
You are the second Republican candidate to visit. You met with President
he had seconds.
Zelensky in Kyiv. You paid your respects to civilians killed in Bucha, and you said you would come back and tell everyone what you saw. What do you want the American people and people around the world to know?
All right, before we get into anything, can we talk about how massive your tits have to be that they're showing up through your shirt? I mean, those boobs are coming through your shirt, sir. I am a quasi-fat individual with the ridiculous hope of soon being a not fat individual. And good God, man. Good God. I feel like you would get lap band surgery and the lap band would give up. You know, just like, no, I can't even do this. This is not what they could have put him in the front and told him they took your dinner, go get it back. I'm really hungry. Winners eat, Christie. Go do something about it. Look. People said that Donald Trump was not a good representation of America on a national stage. I would argue Biden's worse. manatee tits here is even, like, I'm sorry, I can't think of any. I feel like every country, if he's elected president, goes, and the U.S. has bitch tits. Just, again, I can see the outlines of both of them on the, I can see your underboob through your shirt. Ha. I'm trying to give you some serious attention, but I feel like you need to give exercise and proper diet some serious attention.
I want them to know about the atrocities that were being and are being committed against the free Ukrainian people.
Oh, I thought you meant the atrocities being committed against the American people to fund and keep this propped up thing going. Because I don't know if you're aware of this. Actually, you know what? Don't take my word for it. Let's go to our in-house financial experts. Hey, guys, how are things working with the whole Ukraine thing?
Boy, are we in debt.
Shit.
By the Russian military. I went to the town of Busha, where I went to a shallow grave of 160.
And I thought, I'll never fit in that hole. I went to a shallow grave. You know who else is piling up a lot of people in shallow graves? We are, because we can't afford mortuary services anymore. Because, again, apparently we keep finding an extra couple billion here, couple trillion there for Ukraine, but we can't balance our budget at all or even pay off the interest on our debt because, again, we're too busy giving all this money to Ukraine. Weird.
These civilians who were executed by the Russian army, but before they were executed, Dana, for many of them, their eyes were gouged out, their ears were cut off. Then their hands were tied behind their back, and they were shot in the back of the head by Russian soldiers, civilians, not soldiers, civilians. And then Russian soldiers went in and raped the mothers and the daughters that were in the house after the men of the house had been killed. I went to the Children's Center for Civil Rights in Ukraine, and there they told us that over 19,000 children have been abducted, kidnapped by the Russian military and brought back to Russia so they can be programmed to work for the Russian Federation. Dana, I met some of those mothers whose children were ripped away from them by Russian soldiers. They don't know how they are, where they are. This is not a territorial dispute, Dana. This is an absolute authoritarian attempt by Vladimir Putin to overtake the free country of a neighbor.
Right. And it was in no way something we helped orchestrate by helping them, orchestrate a coup of a elected government. And then that corrupt government, after the coup happened to be all the people that keep paying the Bidens. Ooh, oopsie-doodle. Again, the problem I have is you guys are willing to apparently perpetuate this shit. Are you, did Zelensky promise you a cut if you keep this shit going? Again, no. It's so obvious everything we've given over there has been a, shallow graves. You know that for a fact? Still got the shovel. Thank you, Rusty Grammar. President Milklands. That's not a half bad term. This dude is so fat, I'm doing news about him and I'm feeling self-conscious. That's a special kind of chubby. That is a special kind of that's a special kind of fat, where if you are so big, when I'm talking about you, I literally can't help but go, you know what? I mean, I know I'm a cripple. I know they say that exercise is detrimental to you physically and mentally, but maybe we can fit just 15, 20 minutes, just a little bit more. We can do more, right? At the very least, cut out the sweets, dude. You just drank a giant coffee thing that is really a whole... Do you need that? How about some water? And maybe a day on the treadmill. Just some... God, you're fat.
And it's obscene what's going on there. And America is right to supply. And
No, America is not right to supply. America did cause it, so I understand how we were right to supply in the beginning, if you want to argue that, because we did orchestrate this shit. But let's not say we're right to supply. No, we're not. We've supplied enough. We have supplied enough.
spoke with President Zelensky for an hour. He never once asked.
He's not a president. He wasn't elected, and he suspended democratic elections while all this is going on. So dictator Zelensky.
Asked to have American troops, American men or women there. All he wants is the ability to fight the war on an even basis. Give you one quick example. In artillery, the Russians are outgunning them on a daily basis, nearly 11-1.
Well, it helps if you don't sell the weapons we give you. Trucker 18-wheeler. Now getting stuck in a bathtub will be done by 2 presidents. It will. And it'll be hilarious. But again, this is my problem. I don't like anyone that wants to perpetuate this shit, and I don't trust that you have America's best interest in heart. Again, we overthrew an elected government. We we allowed the puppet government that we helped overthrow the elected government to just take control, and now we have been funneling them weapons and military supplies. Thank you, Wilmer Auto Shart. Auto Shart blowout. That one wins for today.
In artillery. The Ukrainian army is incredibly brave. They're fighting for a unified and free Europe that we've maintained for 80 years since the end of World War II. And I'm proud to have been there with President Zelensky.
Again, since the end of World War II, and I just pulled my camera off the screen at the worst time since you're talking, and I'm gonna have to go back to you know what? We'll go back there. Since World War II, we made a promise to Russia since World War II that we wouldn't do something. Since the beginning of World War, we wouldn't advance NATO. We keep advancing NATO. You can say whether or not Russia is right or wrong to do what they're doing. That's absolutely a conversation we can have. Is Russia right? Is Russia wrong? Well, let's talk about it. But we can't deny that we didn't have a hand in why Russia's doing what they're doing. I mean, at a certain point, if you keep, as we were talking about with the road rage incident, fuck around and you're going to find out, motherfucker. Oh. Alrighty. Well, at any rate, tons of fun. Take it away. Did I hit back on the thing? I don't know if I did.
President Zelensky for an hour. He never once asked to have American troops, American men or women there. All he wants is the ability.
Right, because having American troops or American men and women there would make all of us start going, why is this thing always just continuing on? Having American troops and men and women would mean we would start really expecting this thing called results. He really doesn't want American troops or American men and women there. He just wants the money or the things that he can turn around and sell for the money. How about we stop giving you the weapons and we give you the people and the weapons? You know why you don't want American troops there? Because you can't sell the American troops.
To fight the war on an even basis. Give you one quick example. In artillery, the Russians are outgunning them on a daily basis, nearly 11-1 in artillery. The Ukrainian army is incredibly brave. They're fighting for a unified and free Europe that we've maintained for 80 years since the end of World War II.
No. Again, we've been growing it. But that's right. I covered that. Christie, you're perpetuating that thing where people talk about shit like they don't remember history, and maybe you don't know. But again, I'm sorry. As Shart Conan just said, blow it out your ass.
And I'm proud to have been there with President Zelensky and to stand with the Ukrainian people who are being abused and killed by Russian mercenaries.
Let's stop that. That ad, while funny, isn't important. Let's close that out. There we go. We have an hour and a half left in the show. Dude lost his whole neck to the war. Christie, what have you done for the American people? I asked for thirds. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for my belly. Unified Nazi Party. I mean, again, that's the other thing. I don't like the President Zelensky. I don't like talking about democracy and a free How is that country free? That government was not elected. That government has suspended democracy. That government has literally just been a dictatorship, and I don't trust anybody that goes, no, I don't want your help with like people and everything. I just want the tools. I just want the tools. You know, I'm going to use those tools. Right. I just want to make sure that if I give you this this shovel and this backhoe to till your field, that you don't turn around and sell them at the pawn shop. Oh, why would you think I would do that? I don't know, because I've given you a lot of tools thus far for your gardening, and you've sold at least 80% of them to the pawn shop. Again, it's kind of weird. You don't want the help. You just want the money. No. And that's another problem I have with you, Christie. He doesn't want us to be there. He doesn't want us to be paying attention to what's actually happening. He doesn't want boots on the ground. Right. But not even like advisors or overseers. No. He just wants the weapons. The highly financially sellable weapons. He just wants those. Oh, fuck.
Parents have...
Alrighty, we've got a video that's 3 minutes long from Vlad TV that was posted on X, I guess. It was, do we still call it tweeting on X? I mean, do we still call it tweeting on X? Good thing. Fuck White Lizzo, he will not win in 2024. I don't know, man. I hope you're right. I know a lot of the political commentators I watch have referred to Christie as a large force in the 2024 election. I heard that Christie has a large pull in the Republican voting primaries and stuff. I've heard that he is, in some ways, it's almost gravitational. In some ways, you can't escape it. At a certain point, votes for Christie, if they come too close to Christie, they get absorbed into him. And it makes him, in a weird way, even stronger. He grows with every vote, and it pulls in more. So people are afraid of Christie because he has, quite frankly, a event horizon that there is from which there's no return. So... Through didn't want Americans or soldiers are too fat to fit in shallow graves. Again, like I said, if we give you a shit ton of weapons by themselves, you can sell those. But if we give you guns and artillery that come with people who use them and know how to use them, and you can't turn around and go, okay, but we want to sell 80% of you. Like, don't tell the taxpayers about this, by the way. We just kind of want to sell a lot of your equipment, because it turns out this whole thing is kind of a bit of a Ponzi scheme. I mean, are we using our people as fodder for this Ponzi scheme? Absolutely. But hey, man, they elected us into office. You get what you vote for. You know, in the elections you now never get to have, because that's another fun thing. We're going to suspend elections as long as this runs. So, of course, this little quagmire of a war needs to sit on the perpetual slow burn cycle. I keep seeing all of these articles about how Ukraine is striking back with the drones. They're hitting back with the drones. They're doing this on the sea with the drone. Now, oh, well, we're suffering so bad. Oh, it's so horrible. Our people are dying. We need more of your weapons. Howdy, everyone, says Luke Duke. That's like regifting after Christmas or a wedding. Right? And I'm tired of Zelensky not being called the cheap that he is. It's ironic if you think about it. What do you mean? I mean nothing. I'm not going to get canceled. Speaking of canceled, I don't follow R&B. To quote some people, I don't listen to hip-hop. Have you ever heard of the Emancipation Proclamation? I don't listen to hip-hop. All right, name that quote. Oh, yeah, like nobody will get it, jackass. All right, so this guy, Neo, it's like NE_YO. Anyways, he's on a podcast talking about parents and his viewpoint on parents. Now, I'm going to just let this play without telling you exactly what he's going to say. You can see, if you, our lovely viewing audience, can spot the point at which he might have run afoul of a group of people, who that group might be, and what the overall, what we call it, fallout, repercussions, I don't know. Roll that beautiful footage.
Parents have almost forgotten what the role of a parent is.
Amen.
It's like, okay,
Lost control.
if your little boy comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl.
All right, wait, hold on. Before we get into that, I want to get back to this. Parents have almost
forgotten what the role of a parent is.
Well, can we talk about any parents in the home of any type, say maybe the father or mother, and their decision to, I don't know, exclude or not have part of that? Maybe fathers who, I don't know, don't stay in the... I'm just saying, can we maybe talk about how the absentee dad is a part of the problem? Is that what we're going to get at? Is that... I mean, it's not. I already spoiled it because I didn't pause it fast enough. But I'd love to... Amen. Yeah, and let's talk about how not having a Take it away.
Man.
It's like, okay,
Lost control.
if your little boy comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl, and you just let him rock with that, you just let...
Right.
He's 5.
Right. And where did he get that
If
from?
you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's going to do that.
Exactly.
Like, when...
Right? If you let him eat candy all day, and now if you let him read a book that says dicks taste like candy, guess what he's eating? A whole lot of dicks. I love that, again, if you haven't figured it out yet, he can speak for himself. I've got 6, and they're accounted for. Trucker 18-wheeler, I'm sorry I missed this. It would be groundbreaking if Christie got elected. I mean ground shaking. Technically, depending on the stability of the ground, could be literally groundbreaking. Like, picture this. He falls. I bet you that ass could crack some concrete. Oh, fuck. Fall in the grate. I think you're waving because you know, or is that raising your hand because you noticed the part that got him in trouble? Yeah. I don't know how deep in the paint he's going to go. This is where I deemed this a clip worth playing on the show, and I didn't go any further. I will be completely honest about that. But I will say up to this point, he is exactly right. And it's one thing I have been stressing. I know the trans community hates to hear this, but kids are not smart enough to make that decision. Case in point, my daughter. I'll give you a very real example. Thank you, crepey, weird, cat-faced guy. My daughter loves peanut butter, or not peanut. My daughter loves peanut M&Ms. I'll be honest, in an effort to splurge for her, I have a container of peanut M&Ms. I let her have a few when she's downstairs hanging out with Daddy. We're like, we have some M&Ms. If I let her eat that whole thing, she will eat that whole thing. She will eat every single M&M in that container to the point at which she might have to go to the hospital. She'd be so sick. That girl will make that decision because she's not smart enough to realize the repercussions, to realize what happens beyond the now moment. and surprise a group of people who don't think beyond themselves, beyond the right now moment for them. Well, I'm in the bathroom right now. Yes, and how does that affect this woman in the rest of her life? Well, that doesn't matter. How does it affect me right now? Again, you need to step outside of you, outside of the now. Don't let your kids do that shit. He's not saying that people can't make that decision. At least he hasn't said it thus far. He's saying, as a parent, people are forgetting their roles as parents are to make sure your child doesn't make stupid decisions and do stupid things that you know are wrong for them, because they need someone to be that bubble until they are, God willing, smart enough to do it themselves. Oh, and by the way, Vlad TV is can I get a phone number? Like, is she single? I got a free dance card this Saturday. I just really want to fill it.
When did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make a life-changing decision for themselves?
Right.
When?
Again, I'm sure, cue the fucking pitchforks. We're going to hear about how this guy's horrible. What has he said that's really that bad so far? What has he said? I agree with everything this person has said. But I'm sure we're going to hear about how he's a horrible transphobe. He needs to be stopped. How could someone say something so hateful? Again, his hateful thing was children aren't smart enough to make life-altering decisions and understand the ramifications. Johnny can dance. Fat Conan, I'm going to be on so many drugs by this Saturday that if I can't dance, then we might as well stick a fork in me. I'm done. The closest we're going to... Ass load of steroids, and the balls went up, apparently. Can we have 1 week of no voice cracks? Just come on. I'm going to have to do... Spoiler, everyone says Aaron's voice, like, oh, you have a great radio guy voice. This is just my natural voice. I have a theory on that, because I've heard old Aaron. It is his natural voice, but it also isn't. What I mean is, if you smile enough, or you frown enough, you will develop, because of continual muscle use, that kind of face. So if you project your voice in a radio guy voice long enough, it can become your natural voice. And by doing that, you'll be kind of locked into it. It'll be kind of a natural thing. And after a while, you'll forget that you even started that shit. And it'll be like, hey, yeah, that's my natural voice. So yeah, is it his natural voice? Absolutely. You talk to him when he's not on the air, that's the way he talks. But did he start out that way? Would he be that way if he wasn't an on-air personality? Now, there's a question to have. USA. I'm going on a weird tangent because I'm freaking spaced out like a crazy person. Again, hot lady, continue to agree with this guy who is not wrong, but I'm sure... Total transphobe is going to be called for. We need to cancel him.
Did that happen?
Right.
Like, I don't understand that. I don't get that.
And to medicate these young kids that are 5, 6, growing up and knowing that it affects their brain, it affects their organs, it makes them sick. But they're not allowed to do drugs. They're not allowed to do alcohol.
Right.
But we can medicate them.
He can't drive a car yet, but he can decide his sex. Right.
Stop asking basic questions. We don't like it. The worst part is we're going to hear how this person is hateful in the near future. I guarantee we're going to hear how this conversation and these people are hateful. Take yourself out of the equation, though. How are they wrong? How are they wrong? We won't let them drive, but you know what they'll say? Well, maybe we should let them drive the cars. Right, because that won't go horribly. Actually, yeah, we better not make that line might become... I realized the zombie apocalypse is here just online. Oh, I played with Barbies with my female cousin when I was young because I didn't know shit, but I didn't want to become a girl. Yeah, Luke Duke, my daughter loves wearing dresses. She also absolutely loves motorcycles and cars. Like, I'm pretty sure I am going to have someone who simultaneously loves being a pretty girl in pretty pink dresses, but also really, really appreciates a V8 with a 4-barrel carb, which balls crossed, I'm looking into tomorrow if I can get. I will be so happy. Like, no joke. I am literally thinking if it means giving up marijuana, I will give up marijuana for this car. I have found my dream vehicle in my favorite color, and I have to go look into it. If the facts come across, if the stats come over right, like, I am literally like, what can I sell? What can I get rid of? I have literally, for no reason other than my own personal desire, I have a bucket list goal to have this vehicle that I've wanted, and now I found like one that I didn't know I could have in the oof. I need to stop thinking about it. It's literally distracting me from my show. I apologize.
Right, right. What sexual orientation? And he can cut off his pee and that, to me, that...
No. Sound drop time. I'm sorry. I'm going to need to come back and clip that because that's hilarious. I'm sorry. He can what?
Their organs. It makes them sick, but they're not allowed to do drugs. They're not allowed to do alcohol.
Right.
We can medicate them
He can't
up.
drive a car yet, but he can decide his sex.
Right, right. What sexual orientation? And he can cut off his pee and that, to me, that makes no sense whatsoever.
He can cut off his pee. I'm totally clipping that. Luke Duke, spill the tea. What is your dream car, dude? You're gonna think I'm gay, and that's fine. You're gonna hate me for it, and that's fine. I'm gonna see if I can find one that looks like it. I shouldn't do this, I'm sure, but I don't give a shit. Whatever, I don't care. We're still $45 away from our overtime goal, so screw it. We'll do this. Doot. All right, how do I spell E? Does anyone remember? I've mentioned it before. Is it an El Camino? No, Thorn, it is not an El Camino. Let's see if we can. Oh, I found one that looks pretty much like it. That's a 4-door. I'll go with open image and new tab. All right, so we'll see if you can. Oh, never mind. It did it that way. Boop. There we go. It is a 61 Ford Galaxy. No, not a 61, because those are the flat. We got to go back. We have to go back. This is not the car. This is. Oh, nope. I need the fucking fenders. 1961 Ford Galaxy Sunliner. Pre-owned Ford Galaxy. There we go. Yep. Does that have the? Yeah, I'll have to double check. But there we go. That looks to be the car. So I have to make sure it's the same one. Otherwise, that might not have been. That might have been a 57 Chevy. I don't know. We'll go and look at it. Anyways, it's the Ford Galaxy. If you want the Galaxy, you need power steering. That's what everyone says, Luke Duke. I'm sorry, but these things are pipes, all right? I don't need power steering. I've driven a car without power steering. I am beefed in the arms like you wouldn't believe. What I might need is pedal controls. But we're going to look at the car first. We don't even know. It looked like a Ford Galaxy, but now that I saw the back end of that one, I might be wrong. So you got the muscle, okay? Yeah, I got the muscle in my arms. And this is another thing of power steering. The power steering is only for when the car is in like a standing position. If I'm rolling, that thing will be easier to steer. My grandpa's car says fall in the grate. It's my favorite. I love the body shape of the car. I love that the 61 Ford Galaxy with the fins, the fins were discontinued because they were responsible for murder. Well, not murder. They're responsible for death. There's a package you can get for braking and gas pedal on the steering wheel. I'm sure you know that already, right? But I want to make sure it's not one of those stupid bar ones where it's like you can hit one or you can hit the other. I'd love one that's like fucking wheel, like race car. Like I want, they call them the flappy pedal. I want the flappy pedal shifter shit. But whatever. We'll worry about all of that after we find out if it's the right car, because now I'm concerned that it's not the right car. Like paddle shifters. Absolutely, I'd love paddle shifters. I miss driving manual. One of my biggest depressive things about my condition is that I can't drive manual. I love driving manual. Before my MS took hold, I drove a 5-speed Ford Tempo, and it was my favorite car to drive, just in terms I got to shift. Can confirm, Johnny has arms resembling Hulk Hogan or The Rock, brother. I don't know about The Rock or Hulk Hogan. I'll say this, these incredibly white things, these things are solid pieces of meat because I do almost everything with my arms. So I'm not worried about it. I just really, really want that car. And I can't stop thinking about it. It's bothering me. I've torpedoed my show talking about it. Only 5 speeds. Did your balls ever drop? It was a Ford. It was a, what was it? A 2.5 straight 4 Ford Tempo 5-speed. I mean, yeah, it topped out at 80 miles per hour. I drove my my brother's Ford Thunderbird SVT. Johnny, I'm sorry, I torpedoed. Just show an accident. It's all good, man. You really twisted my arm to get me to talk about this car that's been in the back of my head since I saw it on my way home today. Where are we at? We're here. There we go. There and there. We are again, I think, like 45. And we'll check actually on the analytics one. Whoop. And doop. Oh, it hurts. Hurts in the dick. Yep. So we're 5 away. Fortunately, we are not losing anything today. A month ago today was a Sunday, and so we had a big fat goosey goose egg. We're going to lose 140 tomorrow. Oh. Yeah, I'm sure we'll make that back on Twitch. Not that we're going to be like super hurting. We're making it on the other platforms, I think. But yeah, it just hurts to watch. Alrighty, so analytics done. Back to Stream Manager. Yeah, there we go. And this one. Here we go. Oh, fuck. Nope, I had it over here. There we go. Back to you guys. You're going to get in so much trouble for this. Johnny, oh, wait, we already did that. Boop, boop, boop. I drive a 10-speed, says Trucker 18-Wheeler. Yes, Trucker 18-Wheeler, but as your name might imply, it's also, not really a civilian vehicle. Dare I say, you're handling a bit of a, I drove my Jeep Compass for a year with no power steering. My arms were so buff, says Sandy Squatch. You know what? I'm not worried about that at all. I will take that problem. I will gladly take that problem. Oh, all right. Steroids are getting to me. Let's do this. Boom.
So I don't know if this is true, but I heard a rumor that they either passed or are trying to pass a law in LA that states if your child comes to you and asks to do some of these things and you say no, they can take your kid from you.
Yeah, that's true. Just passed in California.
That makes no sense.
They want us to have no control over our children.
Who's they? Who's they? Can we talk about they? And why would this anomalous? I don't know. Why would this group not want you to have control over your kids? I'm curious. It's the aliens. The government just announced it. They're in Congress. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that at this point. Just to be like, hey, man, a lot of people are asking about this Biden stuff. Aliens are real and they're in Congress. Did you know Nancy Pelosi's a lizard person? I thought that was Skeletor. I don't know. Either way, bitch is old.
I don't get it.
In schools,
I don't get it.
Hospitals, libraries.
Yeah.
They just want to manipulate. You got to understand when they're...
Libraries. That's right. They want to control your kids at the libraries so that way nobody at the libraries can make decisions about your kids getting mixed berries or no berries because the libraries are for all berries and must include berries with no seeds. That's right, pitted berries. I'm sorry. She is making a serious point, and I am making an ass of her with the whole libraries thing.
Those libraries.
Yeah.
They just want to manipulate. You got to understand when they're so young and they're already, that's
impressionable.
That's right.
Mhm.
And from them, they're going to believe what you say. I mean,
Yeah.
we say Santa Claus is real, you know, the
And they
Easter Bunny.
believe it, like,
right,
come on.
exactly.
Like, you gotta
they know what they're doing.
Remember who you're dealing with. Like I can't take credit for it, but I heard somebody say one time, he's like, all right, if your son comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl, ask your son, what is a girl?
That's a good one.
What is he going to do? He's going to say, well, he might want to play with dolls. All right, you want to play with dolls. Fine, play with dolls.
Right.
But you're a boy playing with dolls.
That's
I want to
right.
wear pink. All right, cool, wear pink. But you're a boy
That's right.
wearing pink. No issue.
Again, cue the pitchforks for the hateful person who doesn't want to let their child just express themselves. I can't wait to hear the people outraged at this guy suggesting if your boy wants to do these things, you allow it, but you say, all right, but you're a boy. Wear the pink. You know? Play with the dolls. Johnny, no more berries. What? No more berries? At least some cherries? Some cherry berries? Oh, it's Neo. I thought it was neon. I don't know. Oh, Neo, like Neo from the Matrix, but you know, you can't just up and steal that character from that show, so you got to change your name. I get it. Let's not be a stickler. All right, guy made a great point. Still making a great point. That again, yeah, here's what my daughter. I want to be a boy. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, how do you want to be a? What do you mean you want to be a boy? Oh, I don't want to. I want to take these drugs and I want to have a penis. Like, trust me, penis is overrated. Gets you into way more trouble than you realize. Here's what we'll do. What do you really want to do? Like, ignoring the penis part. You want to pee standing up? I can make that happen. They sell shit for that on Amazon. I can't really show you how to use it, but we can make that a thing. You want to dress in boys' clothes? All right, fine. You want to pretend you're a boy? Go for it. It'll actually get you through a lot of problems early in life pretty well. You know, it'll lower the Trucker 18-wheeler. What is my favorite livery? My favorite livery is I'd say the Library of Congress. I think the Congressional Library has some of the oldest fruit. Some would say the original apples and cherries of Washington are in that library. Fat Conan, what a homophobe, right? I can't wait to hear about how he's a transphobe and how he's disrespectful. Because again, they'll completely, God, I'm sorry. I can't stop staring at her. I don't have the chat box over the lady that's the host of this show like you guys do. And I don't know if she's dressed like that just to thirst trap me or if it's a thing. But she's got the whole, like, you know, Sonya Blade fucking look thing going right now. And all I'm thinking is, like, can you do that thing where you just kill me with your thighs and I can die happy? All right. So, again, take it away.
Well, he might want to play with dolls. All right, you want to play with dolls. Fine, play with dolls.
Right.
But you're a boy playing with dolls.
That's
I want
right.
to wear pink. All right, cool, wear pink. But you're a boy
That's right.
wearing pink. No issue with the LBGT. I have no problem with with nobody. Okay,
Right.
love who you love, do what you do.
Exactly.
I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman, and it wasn't but two genders, and that's just how I rocked.
Me
now,
too.
You could identify as a goldfish if you feel it.
Right.
I don't care. That ain't my business. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not finna call you a
Right.
goldfish, but
Exactly.
you want to be a goldfish, you go be a goldfish. It's all good.
Amen.
I mean,
Well said.
it's just, we live in a weird time, man. We do.
Trigger.
Okay, so I was going to say before that last clip that he got through this 110% without getting himself in trouble. But that part of, like, you could be a goldfish, but then, you know, when you want me to play the game with you, like, now you've Now you've gone back into transphobe land, my friend. You don't understand. The fact is, if you are not playing the game with them, it's because you're hateful and you need to be silenced. So again, there is no not playing the game. Not playing the game is the same as not allowing them to play the game. Because apparently for them, if you're not playing the game with them, there's no game. So you like fish sticks? I love fish sticks. I love fish sticks with tartar sauce. Like I love a nice sauced up fish stick. Like if you get a fish stick and you put it in my mouth with a whole bunch of tartar sauce, I'm gonna it's gonna be around I'm gonna let's pretend that this lighter is a fish stick. I'm just gonna be fish sticks and tartar sauce. I love my fish sticks and tartar sauce. Again, so yeah, fucking. I'm all about it. We're like $45 away from our overtime goal. We have an hour left in the show, and if that doesn't justify anyone pitching in anything towards the overtime goal, I what else would?
Trigger warnings. What the hell is a trigger warning?
Yes, exactly.
It's just when I
It
just
is
don't know
weird
when
times.
the world became so sensitive. Like.
We could have a long conversation about when that happened, who did it, or why. Also, again, I do want to appreciate that you guys never brought this conversation about being responsible parents at any way back towards how in the home dynamic we may want to, I don't know, make sure to include mom and dad. Why would we, You're right. I'll shut up.
Like comedians can't tell jokes no more.
No.
Like, everybody's
Fuck
offended.
yeah. I love this man. I was off. I was on. I was like, well, he's a rapper, and the comedians can't tell jokes no more. He's my hero.
Comedians can't tell jokes no more. Everybody's offended. It's a joke. It's
Right.
a comedian.
Right.
It's a joke. You're not supposed to take it serious. It's a joke.
Right.
His literal job is to joke. And you
About
want-
everyone.
About everyone and
Right.
everything. And people want to get offended and like, don't say that. That's triggering. Oh my God. You know what?
Yeah.
Sit in your house by yourself.
We need this man to be president. Again, I look forward to tomorrow's story where we recap about how a community of people view this as so hateful and so hurtful. But again, I ask, is he wrong?
His literal job is to joke. And you
About
want-
everyone.
About everyone and
Right.
everything. And people want to get offended and like, don't say that. That's triggering. Oh my God. You know what?
Yeah.
Sit in your house by yourself.
Exactly.
It annoys me. It annoys
I mean,
me.
anything can.
Lab Glass, are you joking? Are you joking he already had to apologize? Let's look that up. Neo apology. Oh shit, APLO immediately went to apology. Oh no. 19 hours ago. Neo apologizes for comments on parenting and gender identity. I plan to better educate myself on the topic. The singer says he plans to approach future conversations with more empathy. Neo has issued an apology for the comments he recently made regarding transgender kids. Neo continued, gender identity is nuanced, and I can honestly admit that I plan to better educate myself on the topic so I can approach future conversations with more empathy. At the end of the day, he said, I lead with love and support everyone's freedom of expression and pursuit of happiness. On a Saturday video, we won't talk about Gloria Velez. Oof, how you doing, baby? She never would with a 10-foot pole, I'm sure, but absolutely. I just personally come from an era where, oh, you dicks. They clipped that whole interview that we watched. Here's the part they clipped. I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman, said Neo in the interview clip, and there was two genders, and that's just how I rocked. You could identify as a goldfish if you like. I don't care. That ain't my business. It becomes my business when you make me when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not going to call you a goldfish, but if you want to be a goldfish, you go be a goldfish. We live in a weird time, man. We do. Even in the clip pasta, get the worst version of it for that thing. That's still a halfway decent statement. I'm sorry. He's literally saying that he doesn't respect this in terms of he thinks it's ridiculous and preposterous, and he's not saying you can't do it. He's saying he doesn't need to do it with you, which again is a rational statement. Oh my God.
Oh, it's squidgy. Oh, Christ, I'm getting all emotional from it, you know?
I feel like parents have almost forgotten what the role of a parent is. During the conversation, he said, during their conversation, he said, they didn't point out that this is what he led with. I feel like parents forgotten what their role is. Daddy, I want to be a girl. And you just let them rock that? He's 5. If you let your 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's going to do that. When did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make life-changing decisions for himself? When did that happen? I don't understand. Why are you apologizing for this? Again, dude, Neo, I had you, like, hands down. I was like, dude, you got the right idea. Until you went, yeah, but, you know, I gotta be more respectful. No, you don't. You expressed a very basic, respectable opinion of you do what you want. Your kid can indulge in lifestyles that they want, but you don't let your kid make a life-altering decision when they're 5. I like fish sticks, says Trucker18 Wheeler. Don't we all? Alrighty. We're gonna do this one last time. Copy. We'll link this one last time. I don't really mean to be harping on this. We haven't really gone anywhere with it. Here's our goal for the day. We're at $45. We'll see where we land towards the end of the show. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that. All right. After everything that's happened, we're gonna try and. Oh, I just felt my back pop. We're gonna try and do the goal. Check my last comment, says LabGlass. What? Check my last comment. Hold up. He took it back now. What? He's pissed. Neo takes back his apology and destroys the woke mob. I said what I said. All right. This is from Lou Valentino. I don't know anything about this. This is sent to us by LabGlass Projects. Thank you, LabGlass, for that. 5W40 Motor Oil saying, sup, bitches. We've had a roller coaster of a show. Getting this thing to go has been one hell of a deal. But we're good to go. We have not had any other issues with our streaming system. So hopefully for at least the next 45 minutes, we're going to rock and roll and have a great time. We have a half hour of overtime if we hit our $45 goal. And if we don't, I fucking don't know what. Anyways, I guess I answer that question in the half hour I won't be on air. Let's go. That one was loud. Thank you, Luke Duke, for the scream in the ear. Always appreciate you guys being part of the show. Here we go. Was fill some holes. Thank you very much for supporting the show with those 20 bits. Luke Duke, do not apologize, good sir. That's why the sound drops are there. That's why the channel points are there. That sound drop is not a cheap one. You do have to save up for it. I hope you felt it was worth it. Thank you for being part of the show. And now, boop, boop, boopity boop. Popping over to here. This is a weird kind of wormhole. Ooh, the wormhole sound drop. We still haven't gotten on the Farscape wormhole sound drop. Later. I guess I know what I can do for my I guess I know what I can do in the half hour that I'll have. I'll go get the wormhole sound drop. All right, thank you for the thank you, Harvey Shart, because again we're putting everyone's name in Shart when they shart for us today. Let's get to this. I again really want Neo to not apologize for shit. I don't know who this Luke Valentino guy is. This is, again, just the freshest I can get on this. Let's keep going.
Ladies and gentlemen, this story just took a turn. So R&B singer Neo, who had some thoughts about today's kids and transition.
Singer. If you were to, for some stupid reason, switch the S and the G, or switch the S with an N, that word would be offensive to you, especially the way you pronounce it. Singer. The ger part for a single G. I mean, it's just, You're right. It's stupid. Why am I worrying about that right now? Why am I worrying about this?
Story just took a turn. So R&B singer Neo, who had some thoughts about today's kids and transitioning and what he feels and his opinions,
Are you going to wage in on how you feel about it? Because if you're not going to pick a side, I'm going to call you a Tim Pool motherfucker.
After he made, so the video went viral, right? And then the woke mob, obviously,
it had monkeypox.
They basically started bashing him and all these different things. And then this post happened. So after much reflection, I'd like to express my deepest apologies to anyone that I may have hurt with my comments on parenting and gender identity, right? Blah, 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 blah. That was the apology. Everybody was mad at that because they couldn't believe it. Well, guess what? It turns out that was his publicist. And now Neo is coming out with a video.
Holy shit. Singer, that's like calling a tempo a car. Thank you, Ignatz, for helping remind me that the pride of my driving career, solely because I had the joy of driving a manual car, wasn't a real car. I mean, do I love my Ford Flex? Absolutely. Would not get rid of it for anything. But Ross Dogg's Broken Spirit. Who? All right, so I know nothing about the man's music career. I thought he was a rapper. I guess now we're being told he's an R&B singer. He's a singer. He is a rapper and singer, and Nick Cannon says singer like that. Very weird. Yeah, again, my thoughts are stupid and pointless and completely off topic, which we're burning through too much time because we don't have the overtime thing. So let's go ahead and get back to this. So yeah, he said the shit he said about the about trans, about not raising your kids that way, in terms of it's irresponsible as a parent to do gender affirming surgery. Now, shortly after those comments came out, one of those blanket "I need to do better and be better" apologies came out. Apparently that was his publicist, and he's pissed, and he's coming out with a video to double down. All right, let's see this.
Basically bashing his publicist, not bashing, let's not use bashing. Basically coming out and not in support of whatever the publicist may have posted on his Instagram. He's basically retracting that and letting the woke mob and everybody know that, hey, these are my thoughts. This is how I feel about these issues. I have the First Amendment right to, say whatever I want and
not with this
say
group.
How I feel. And ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at what Neo, in response to his own apology and in response to the woke mob, listen to what he has to say, because he's about to go ham.
What's going
Oh, he's going to go ham. Oh, snap. I'm sorry.
on, loved ones? This is Neo. All right, listen. I normally don't give too much of a damn about what y'all think about what I do, what y'all have to say about what I say, whatever. I normally don't care because, like I said, opinions ain't special. Everybody got one. However, this is something I feel very strongly on, and I need y'all to hear this from the horse's mouth, not the publicist's computer. So check this out. First and foremost, I do not apologize for having an opinion on this matter. I am a 43-year-old heterosexual man raising 5 boys and 2 girls, okay? That's my reality. Now, if my opinion offended somebody, yeah, sure, I apologize for you being offended because that wasn't my intention. My intention is never to offend anybody. However, I'm entitled to feel how I feel. I'm absolutely entitled to feel how I feel the same way you are entitled to feel how you feel.
This whole idea, wait a minute, no, you don't understand. This whole movement is about them having feelings and the rest of us sitting down and shutting up and admitting that we don't get to have feelings. Just they do.
I ain't asked nobody to follow me. I ain't asked nobody to agree with me. I was asked a question and I answered the damn question. Okay. I have no beef with the LGBTQIA plus community whatsoever.
Oh, you about to have beef. How am I doing a better job of commenting on this video than this guy is? Come on, man. This is your show. This is your channel. And you sipped your coffee. I get it. You sipped your coffee. And this entire time that you sipped your coffee, I've paused the video twice. I've commented on it twice. I have had a sip of water. I have delinted my microphone. And I've gotten ready to take a hit of my bong. Quite frankly, a lot of this is because of the sheer energy I'm off of due to the steroids kicking in. But a lot of it also just being multitask and do something, my friend. Either for yourself or more importantly for the show. Because I get it. You're a lot more attractive than me. Hands down. But you had that you drank your coffee? Wrong thinking, cancel it. Right, Rostock? Fascist. Right, yeah. I'm back on Neo's side. I'll admit, like a heathen, I did not believe in Neo, and I said, oh, he capitulated. Well, F this guy. Well, it turns out I was wrong. He did not capitulate. He stood strong. I should have had faith in Neo. He fights for us against the machines.
I ain't got no beef with y'all. Do whatever the hell it is you want to do. Do what you want to do with your kids. However, somebody asked my opinion on this matter, and this is how I feel.
Ignatz saying white supremacist. He is not a white supremacist, Ignatz. That is a filter. That is a grayscale filter. He is not a white supremacist. He is a person of color. Notice how the person below him is in full color with the jewelry and the black shirt and the hat. Notice how the hat and the shirt and him, they all kind of in a spectrum. Yeah, because it's a gray scale. He is not a white supremacist. That is a filter. That is a filter.
I will never be okay with allowing a child to make a decision that detrimental to their life. I will never be okay with that. I don't care. I definitely plan to educate myself a little bit more on this matter. However, I doubt.
Before he goes anywhere with this, I don't want you're starting to do that fence sitting thing. We're like, I definitely plan to educate myself more on this matter. If you're about to say I don't expect to learn anything, or I doubt there's anything you can teach me or show me, where, okay, but again, sir, pick a side. If you're gonna, you're spitting in the face of this woke mob. You're not, but you're gonna look into it. But you're not gonna learn what is it. And oh, by the way, dude over there who probably has, like most channels, way more followers than me, because apparently I don't do a good. Oh, well, no, I haven't grown enough as a show, and that's on me. But dude, something. I mean, at least if it's a reaction video, stop every once in a while and react. Even a spit take would be better. Good God, man.
That there's any book anywhere or any opinion that somebody's going to tell me that's going to make me okay with letting a child make a decision like that. That's just period, point blank, and that's how I feel. If I get canceled for this, then you know what? Maybe this is a world where they don't need a Neo no more, all right? And I got no problem with that. I'm a hustler, all right? I'll figure it out. I got kids to raise, and I'm going to do that regardless. So with that being said, y'all have a good day. I love everybody. Live how you want to live, love how you want to love, but your opinion is yours. Speak your opinion as much as you damn well feel like it. Because as I said, they're not important, they're not special. Everybody got one, and you're entitled to it. I'm entitled to mine. All right? Y'all feel how y'all want to feel. Have a great day. It's Neo. Peace and love.
Yeah, that's really gonna work for you.
Well, there you have it.
Well, there you have it. Thank you. That was the clip. I will now give, again, sir, if this is fresh breaking stuff, it's transformative content if you react to it. Come on, let him finish, LOL, says Sandy. What, that guy? No. That guy's channel is him reacting to if he's going to do that, if he's going to do another 3 minutes, and I know you're joking, by the way, but if he's going to do another 3 minutes of him talking about the video, and it looks like it is, he doesn't even bother to take it off the screen and full screen it. But yeah, he's just going to sit down in the bottom corner and expound on what he saw and his thoughts on it. Great. If I could give you some advice, sir, that's a weird... I mean, firstly, I'm being a dick because thank you for doing it that way. It allows me to cut it out. But this is the other thing. I'm not going to show that because if you want to see his thoughts on the matter, you should go watch his video. You should go watch his channel. If you really want it, I'll link it. I know, again, you were joking, but yeah, I'm not gonna air his thoughts on the matter because that's why his channel has the video. Watch the video. In fact, I don't need to link it. I think it was linked earlier by somebody else. Yeah, God, I feel weird. All right, we have a half hour left in the program. Frost Dog's broken spirit turns his 5 sons into girls immediately. That common sense in 2023. Arrest that man and put him in a... Oh, no, Ross Dog's broken spirit. We can't do that. He should be hollering, oh, damn. I mean, I'm glad he didn't do that. But again, this, like, I'm going to sit here and be respectful of the opinion. The guy posted that opinion online. Anyone that needs to see it from start to finish uninterrupted can do that. Put the link in it, talk about it. Again, Neo put that apology on Twitter, and I probably should have just looked for that, actually, now that I think about it. But, yeah, I would just... Sandy Squatch with 100 bits and an awkward fart. Thank you so much. I think it's amazing to dude actually feel compelled to apologize in the first place. Well, that's the thing. He didn't feel compelled to. His publicist, surprise, his publicist felt compelled to, and he kind of, thank you, voice crack. He kind of called out his publicist right away about the whole thing because he felt very strongly about how we felt of all those things. We haven't even gotten out of our first hour stories with everything that's gone on. So I've got a lot of stuff for overtime and tomorrow if we hit our goal things. I'm checking this here. Does not look like that's a thing. We'll check on that in a minute. That makes me giggle, says Sandy. Well, I am glad it makes you giggle. There's all of those. That's that. Is there anything we needed to make sure we got into? We talked about the road rage, the Christie thing. I can save Ocean Gate for tomorrow. I don't know if I can get through any. Is there any of these that I gotta do? You know what? I gotta do this one to end on the show. If we're gonna end in about 30 minutes, I gotta make sure no matter what that we end on that, because that's supposed to be mesmerizing and exciting, and I want to end on something fun. If we're ending on time, I guess. If we're ending on time, and we've got to do this video because I am gonna have too much fun laughing at that. All right, so I've got everything that I need to talk about up on the show here. If we can get our overtime goal, we have plenty to get into after that. But let's see. Let's finish it up and see how we do on everything. What is it? Lab Glass saying pretty soon coming the Kid Rock / Neo tour. Look, all I'm saying is, if you're a dad, why the hell are you letting your kid get surgery? I mean, sure, let the little fucker wear pink. But as that chick said, they can't cut off their pee-pee. I mean, seriously, that was amazing. Thank you very much, Lab Glass, for that fun. I've really got to figure out this. I don't like that I can only turn filters on. Why can't I? That's for later. All right, so all those stories are loaded. There's that. There's the other. Ted Nugent can open. I'm sorry, I don't care for Ted Nugent. Overall, I don't care for his opinions and his politics. I don't care for how he's so flamboyantly flaunts his opinions and his politics for what I consider as a blatant cover for. He was great in the 80s for a second. He was a flash in the pan in the 80s, and he hasn't let it go. All right? And we need to let go for him. Okay, Ted. All righty. Let's get to we did the Grammy Award winner thing. Oh, so we got those two done. All right. So this is the story of a girl who told her religion to the world. Because while she's wearing a pastor's outfit, she kind of betrays Christianity. All right, so this is a Presbyterian pastor preaching a sermon where she slams pro-lifers and celebrates her own abortions, saying, "I felt no guilt, no shame, no sin." I'm not saying you should feel those things. I'm just saying if you're part of that religion, they would like you to at least have that. All right, I can't in good conscience call it beautiful. Roll that shocking Presbyterian pastor footage.
A delight to be here with you this morning. I want to thank Kathy and Tom and your reproductive justice working group or committee that invited me to join you. And I want to
reproductive justice. Okay, again, I can get on board with that. Lord Soros will be none too pleased. Well, hey, man, Soros can probably destroy me, buy and sell me 1,000,000 times over. And if he's going to flat out buy me out, maybe. Like I said, if that really is a Ford Galaxy I saw, then yeah, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. It's a thing. I gotta go. Here we go.
Talking about abortion. Make them stop. Talking about abortion makes many people profoundly uncomfortable.
It doesn't make me uncomfortable. What makes me uncomfortable is you willing to ignore the tenets of your religion to indulge in a personal belief. And I am, quite frankly, again, I'm not a fence sitter person. I don't care for people like, and I'm sorry I keep calling him out because there's no reason for it today, but it is absolutely who this person is. I'm sorry to keep calling out Tim Pool, but I'm not a fan of the Tim Pool strategy of like, well, I'm picking both sides because I'm hedging my bets. I really don't like that. When someone pulls the, it's not a no, but it's not a yes, or the, hey, I'll talk to you later, and yeah, we'll totally talk later. If you don't want to talk, you don't want to hang out, you don't want to have lunch, you don't want to do whatever, you don't want to invite me to your show, you don't want to fucking whatever the thing is, if you don't want, like, say it. Don't not say it because you don't want the no to have the consequences of later you might want something from me. I hate that, especially in religion. Look, I want to hedge my bets in case there's a life after this, but also on the way there, I want to say it's totally cool to abort every pregnancy you have. No. Because by the rules of the game you're playing, your eternal life will not go well for you, especially if you're unrepentant.
At dinner parties, in polite conversation with friends and family, and too often in...
I will say this. I don't agree with her. I agree with her right to have her viewpoint. I think quite frankly, abortions are entirely a woman's body decision. That's where it mostly lands for me. I feel like as a man, I get a lot of benefits. We could talk about the male benefits all the live long day. Here's where I'll say the male disadvantages. Once you go, oh God, that felt so, oh, I need a nap. Maybe a sandwich. Once you do that, the responsibility on yours is to take care of her decisions going forward. She doesn't want to have that kid, you're not having that kid. Well, I wanted to have a kid. Yeah, but being your breeder isn't her responsibility. Well, I don't want to have abortion. It's against my religion. Well, you know what is also against your religion in that case? Premarital sex. I mean, if you're going to sit here, don't pick and choose the rules of the game after you came. All right? That's not how it works, homie. That's not how it works. You bust a nut, it's out of your hands. You are now responsibility guy. If it's helping her through the process of having an abortion, that's your responsibility. If it's helping her raise that child or raising that child if she doesn't want to and you so much want to, yeah. Those choices are, now it's sex games, right? Mind games, sex games, we need lube.
In church.
Oh, but the other point that I was going to say, I do support the fact that she's wearing a Planned Parenthood robe, so you know wholeheartedly who her sponsors are. I support other pastors wearing the same one. Like, I don't know what color it would be or what the logo for NAMBLA is. I'm not a member, but I feel like a lot of them, particularly in the Catholic Church, should just be like, hey, NAMBLA, because, you know, we're fans in the Oh, God. By the way,
despite many people's profound
I'll get back to you in a minute, Toots. We might go over. I'm going to finish the stories we have, and if we have overtime fundage, we'll do overtime. If we go a little over to finish the stories, we'll do that. By the way, guys, just a quick reminder, 4 more days of steroids. Alrighty. According to Dante, there's a special spot in hell for this type of blasphemy, says Mr. Q. Well, I'm not particularly religious. I am spiritual, I would say. I do believe in the existence of a being outside of the physical self, but I wouldn't go so far as to say any religion is right or wrong. I don't know what the rules are. I certainly don't believe a lot of people from a time long, long ago that thought the earth was flat and that the sun was a giant like meal that was being chased across the sky by a large serpent. Like I feel like maybe they got some things wrong. But yeah, I think if you're gonna half-ass it, I'll wholeheartedly say I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't think you should bear the consequences or the rules of someone else's religion. But I will entirely go, yeah, but I believe in this and I believe in that. I feel comfortable facing whatever maker may exist at the end of my life. How do you feel? Hey, existential crises. It's a fun show.
Comfort with abortion. Images, messaging, and moralizing about abortion are ubiquitous in our culture. Talking fetuses, aggressive bumper stickers, and saccharine billboards quoting scripture and invoking God's wrath. Pave our streets.
Hey. Don't throw talking fetuses in like this was always the abortion thing. Talking fetuses have been a time-honored tradition of freak shows, but you guys had to end those too, didn't you? You felt so bad for the bearded lady. We can't let her have a job. They laugh at her. That must be horrible. Yeah, it must be horrible to eat. What a cunt.
And plaster our highways. Politicians stump on the issue, and state legislatures spent the last 50 years working to control, regulate, and ultimately overturn Roe v. Wade.
I don't like that argument. Here's why. Oh, and whoever your name was from before. Ooh, we do have to tighten this up. This one needs to tighten a bit. This one maybe loosen just a... Nope, loosen just a touch. There we go. I need this one to loosen and that one to tighten. We'll work on this a lot more after the show. What the ever-loving F is wrong with this woman? She is a priest and she's wearing a Planned Parenthood sash. How does she square that circle? Again, this is a lady who is going to explain to you. This is a lady who's going to explain to you how again the whole having an abortion thing is really not sinful. It's we're all horrible people for condemning it. She's going to say not only how women should have an abortion, how she's had them. Now, for the record, if I haven't stated this enough, I'm all for women having the right to seek a professional, medical, safe abortion, especially early on in the pregnancy. I just don't think if you're going to be of that opinion, you should also be like, oh, and by the way, I'm a pastor. She might as well be, why don't you wear your cross upside down and start your sermon with Hail Satan? I don't think if, and it is red, by the way. I just fucking realized it is red. Again, I don't believe that a woman believing in a lady's right to abortion is evil, but I do think if you are a member of the Christian faith, you're playing for both teams. She really is Tim Pooling this thing. She might as well throw on a beanie and start dishing out lukewarm takes.
Their success was our failure. In the abortion imaginary, all people of faith are against abortion.
I wouldn't say all. I definitely wouldn't say all. I would argue I am a person with a sort of faith, and I'm not against abortion. Plenty of them aren't. But here's the one part you keep forgetting. For the better part of the entire time that Roe v. Wade was a thing, there was a Democratic Party that had no interest in solidifying and codifying that right because then it wasn't an election tool. So you can blame the Republicans. They have a certain amount of blame in this. But you guys not holding your Democratic leaders to account because they always said, well, if we don't win, they'll take away they'll repeal Roe v. Wade. And now they're saying, we need to codify Roe v. Wade. Glad we're hearing that after you lost it, asshole. They did the thing where they dangled the keys in front of the kid like, they'll never get the keys. You want the keys? You want the keys? You want the keys? You know what they did? They got the fucking keys, asshole. Why? Because it was Hunter Biden and he was high on coke. All right? He was high on coke. God, this is a fun show. I wish we could keep going. We've got about 15. We've got however much time we have on the stories because I think that's going to go over 15 minutes. Let's let this lady finish.
This imaginary has colonized our minds, traumatizing many people with its toxic theology.
Ma'am, I don't know if you know this, but as a lady standing on an altar dressed as a priest, you should not talk to people about colonizing minds with toxic theology. Have you paid attention to the third world nations? They didn't come up with Christianity on their own. We brought it to them. I'm sorry. I have to go back. This is like an irony sandwich with a side of holy shit. Guess who bumped his IV? I did. And I don't mean my daughter. I mean the one in my arm. Oh, that's going to be difficult. They had to pick well, I suppose I told them where. All right. And yes, there should be a cutoff point to having an abortion, and it's not more than 3 months into the pregnancy. Unless after that there's a medical risk. I am 110% for medical risk to the mother. As someone who watched I'll be honest, that's my entire basis for this. As someone who watched my daughter be born, they're autopilot. They're on autopilot for like the first couple months after they come out. All right. My daughter is an amazing person. I love her. I wouldn't trade her for the world. And I will fight to the ends of the earth to give her the best life she can have, which is why I'm looking at doing a lot of things. And yeah, I will still say right after the way out, that was all just, this thing was just autopilot.
And shaping a culture of stigma and shame that has silenced millions of women and people who have had.
Can you flip that over to people the religion might have? Again, this is a really great argument to have if you're not wearing the outfit you're wearing.
Abortions, erasing their voices, their stories, and their witness from the public sphere. As a child of God, I can certainly appreciate the lyrical beauty of this text, as well as the descriptions in Jeremiah and Job of their certain knowledge.
The lyrical beauty, nice dodge.
I too feel that I am known by God in these ways. As a woman who has borne 2 children, I can affirm that I felt something sacred happening in my gestating body during those pregnancies. I can also attest that I felt God's presence with me as I made the decision to end 2 pregnancies. And I felt no guilt, no shame, no sin. While the liminal space of my womb and all fertile wombs represents the possibility of creating new life, if pregnancy and gestation are to remain holy mysteries, they require cooperation. A forced pregnancy or birth is not holy. I cannot.
I agree. I agree. I also think if she keeps taking loads at a certain point, we got to talk about why are we letting that happen. Again, I land entirely on it's the woman's right thing, but I didn't like this with the LGBTQ community. I don't like it here. I don't like the idea that you have a viewpoint and this group has to accept you for your viewpoint. No, the group's viewpoint is counter to yours. It's one of the reasons I have a problem with organized religion. Every time organized religion puts its foot down and a group of people want the organized religion to change the rules, if the religion doesn't, as we've seen multiple times before, the people just break off and form a new version of the religion, that fits their viewpoint on the world. So again, religion is incredibly flexible when it doesn't give you what you want. So I'm sorry, but this whole religion has painted this culture. Religion's done whatever the people want it to do. Case in point, you want to take hot loads from a whole bunch of dudes, and I don't blame you. I'm more surprised that you get offers, if we're honest. But don't try and square, as someone else said, don't try and square that circle. Maybe she's really a lizard in a woman's suit. I don't know about any of that. She claims to have had 2 abortions, so ask the dudes that
fathom a God who would imagine otherwise.
Oh, that's the end of it. She didn't actually. All right, so this sermon doesn't talk about her, or maybe I talked over it. At any rate, she didn't feel bad about her 2 abortions. So why should anyone else? Oh my God. Oh, and the talking fetuses thing. I love the whole, we've weaponized talking fetuses.
Cheer 100, she's a slump buster.
Lab glass. I have a slump that could cause, that is causing insomnia and psychological damage, some could say. I wouldn't, all right? At a certain point, it's like, is it worth busting a slump? What's more busted, you or the slump? Is it not just, oh, just because you're alive doesn't mean you didn't K yourself in a way. Make sure you aren't bruising or misaligned. Oh, I know how to do all of that. I've had IVs in for a long time. I'll keep an eye on it, but thank you, Thorne. Thank you very much. I got a phone call and email thing I got to handle for the next couple days. And if things don't turn up in that end, I might have one in my heart for a while. So that'll be... Dude, I got to get back to doing in-studio performances. Because if I have an IV in my heart, Aaron gets very uncomfortable when I have tubes in my chest. And I need to be sitting right next to him with tubes in my chest. I need to do it. I'd translate the last message, but I want you to keep your channel. Oh, Fallen. I feel like with all the subtle nuance, Groot can't be done in text form. All right, so the women's soccer team was eliminated from the World Cup on Sunday after an embarrassing 0-0 penalty kick loss to Sweden. To make matters worse, depending on how you look at it, woke social justice warrior Megan Rapinoe essentially blew the game on this extraordinarily awful penalty kick. All right, so again, I want to see the penalty kick that ended the thing. First time chat from Gustovaran. I don't know. Live viewers, I've got those. Followers and views, the lowest prices with a website that can go itself. Stream skill. If you have skill, you don't need to be buying the viewers. You need to be working on growing the show. But I get it. You're a piece of shit. How do I do? What is this about? All right. I can't do that from here. We'll worry about that later. I want to see this horrible penalty kick. If we got a sword at the ready, feel free to... Oh, never mind. Somebody already got to it. Thank you, Lab Glass. Thank you for paying attention on Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble. We've got however long we have left on the stories because we're $45 away from our goal today. That's gonna... Are you going to Deerfest this year, Luke Duke? Luke Duke, I'm gonna try. We'll see how we're at this Friday. I'm gonna try. Someone has transitioned. Would have nailed it. Mr. Q calling it, but we can't be sure. Let's check it out. And just a bit outside. Megan, you're not playing baseball. The objective is to put the ball into the net. I really wanted to go, but so much stuff came up. Luke Duke, I know how that says. Facts, if only they were progressive enough to allow trans women to play. Dude, I think they want to, right? I don't know if they want to or not. It quite frankly does not matter if they want to allow trans women to play or not. If they do, it doesn't work. Like, oh, hey, look at our sport. It's so amazing. We brought dudes into it. And if they don't, you're so hateful for not accepting the trans community. Right, for not accepting the trans community. They are indeed hateful. I love Fall in the Great's new bit. Want? More like need, says Thorne. Oh. Gotta justify that higher pay somehow. But wouldn't that be and pardon my use of this term, ladies, wouldn't that be a kick in the dick if oh, look, we finally get all the money we want. We finally get the pay we want, but it only cost us having women in the game. We just had to bring the dudes into it. My Luke Duke saying my daughter is trans and I still call her by her given name. Well, that might be a thing. I have no idea. Thorne, ha 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 ha, oh my God, I'm dead. I mean, I hope not. I hope you're still alive and well. We need people watching the show to make things work. Oh, that was the whole thing. Oh! And then just again, is that California on your arm? Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that the state of California? I don't want to say what that looks like. I don't know if anyone else, the self-owned, glorious. Luke Duke saying that was all testosterone with that kick. I'm just saying, if you have balls, it seems like you're better off at handling them. All right. Holy Jesus. We've got 5 minutes left in the show. We've had $5 into our $50 goal. So I'm guessing the overtime thing probably not gonna happen. All right. Let's get back over here. Boopity boop. And anyways, Johnny, you are on fire today. I mean, I hope not, because that would be bad for me. The first, second, and third degree burns, highly unrecommended. I've got a lot of stuff going on this week, so definitely don't want to do that. 5 minutes left. That's going to be a fun video that we're going to end on. So we'll do this one first because we're going to laugh at this. All right, so we've got this this quick story here about an airport in Scotland. Some of you might be asking, why do we care? Well, you're about to find out. I don't want to spoil it. Boop.
The plane plans to land on the beach. It's not.
The plane's going to land on the beach.
I pray to the highest heavens, Lord, please do not let this Becky get any purple-headed yogurt slinger from any man. Absolutely none.
We are 165 bits away from a sticker party. Don't think we're going to score that before the show's over, but hey, you never know. If you want to be part of the sticker party, you've been warned it may technically happen. Can we replay that? We absolutely can, and I need a soundbite. We'll get you that soundbite. Again, ma'am, and for those asking, would you? Again, no. At a certain point, a slump buster is a cry for help, all right? At a certain point, a slump buster is a cry for help. And this is me saying that at a certain point.
The plane plans to land on the beach. It's not a mistake.
It's not a mistake. I mean, describe mistake. You might be intending to do it. Doesn't mean the entire premise is not a mistake. I feel like the idea of landing on the beach, kind of a mistake. Was there an ulterior option? That's what I want to know. Swedish goaltender was a brick wall. Swedish goaltender was a brick wall. Oh, damn. She's a brick house, all right? She's mighty, mighty, and I'd like to score a goal and get out.
We have a beach inspection before every aircraft lands.
Wait a minute, so I can be... Thank you, Sandy Squatch, for the deflated sound drop in the 50 bits. Be honest, with the limited amount of time we have in the show, unless we have like a hype train get to like level 1 or 2, we can't assume that we're getting anywhere near the goal to like go for the overtime thing. So we'll see how that goes. But again, thank you so much for being part of the show. And here we go. And boop.
And we do security patrols to make sure nobody wanders onto the run.
So I can be a literal, what would you? Well, it's Scottish, so I guess federal beach inspector isn't. I'm with the FBI. The FBI. This is Scotland. Yeah, but I'm a federal beach inspector. I got to make sure the beaches are safe when the planes land. So I'm gonna need you to empty your pockets and your belongings. Otherwise, you might be a terrorist. I'm wearing a two-piece. Well, this is gonna be quick for you and easy for me.
Barra is the only airport in the world that has a scheduled aircraft landing on the beach.
I'm here in Glasgow International Airport. A slightly breezy day today, and we'll fly you.
No. Let's go back. Let's go back to someone living out stereotypes too hard. Show me your beaches.
Landing on the beach.
I'm here in Glasgow International Airport. Slightly.
I need to go back just a split second. I'm going to pull the chat window off the screen for just a moment. You didn't have anyone that you could get to do this interview other than that guy? Sir, there are people deplaning through your teeth as we speak. I mean, sweet Jesus. I can see the other side of the country through your mouth. Like, I mean, good God, man. Every time he smiles and exhales, it's like a harmonica. You know, like they hit several tunes because there's a whole bunch of whistling. Is there a chorus in here? Just... If he falls asleep with his mouth open, he inadvertently plays My Heart Will Go On from Titanic. Holy Jesus. Donkey mouth. That's being extremely generous. 5W40 motor oil. Fat bastard would have been epic right here. I mean, let's go back. What you're saying is they have to land right away because
First things first. Where's your shitter? I've got a turtle head poking out.
Take it away, Andrew. Your name is Menzies? Andrew Menzies. Andrew Menzies. Why are you gaslighting me, world? It's working. Why are you gaslighting me? Oh my God, Andrew Menzies. Play it.
Today, and we'll fly you to Barrett this afternoon.
594. I've got 2 donkeys. His mouth is like our Jack when he brays. Oh, man. Mr. Q, damn inbreeding. Dude's brother is a dentist. I hope not, because your brother is a active endorsement for someone else to seek medical professionals elsewhere on the island of Scotland.
This afternoon.
Wait a minute. I missed his part there. Laura Roper, by the way.
Slightly breezy day today, and we'll fly you to Barrett this afternoon.
Laura, more like Laura Musty Roper, huh? I mean, honestly, after the horror show that was the previous mouth we saw, this has got to be a better one, right? Wait, she's the pilot? Oh, dude, this just got hot. All right, Laura. You've got a little while to land this plane, but let me be clear. If it looks like things are going to go down, I will attempt to fucking jerk one before I die. I hope you're not offended. I might look at you for physical inspiration. I apologize if it makes you uncomfortable. I will aim away at the point of ejaculation, but I must be clear. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die rubbing one out. Laura, the only normal-looking person here, looks wildly attractive standing nearby any of her coworkers. Oh, shit. Laura's not flying. Oh, it's some other asshole. If Laura's not flying, I'm not interested in this. Dude, it's a sausage fest. Do you know how hard it's going to be to, milk my cheddar wurst before I die if there's a whole bunch of other dudes? Because a whole bunch of guys locked in a plane, if we all think we're going to die and one person starts jerking it, the rest of us are like, fuck it, he started it. I'm not going to be the only one not to bust a nut.
Today, we should expect a little bit of cloud, maybe some rain showers en route, and the wind at Barra looks like it's straight down one of the runways, so that's quite good.
Oh, no. Bucktooth Bob was the pilot? Hey, I remember this castle. Wasn't this in the fucking third Highlander movie? Cloud, you're such a lady killer.
Barra's beautiful. Barra is blue. Barra is green. And Barra is gold.
Barra is also not in possession of an actual airport.
Good morning, Barra Information. Can I help you? Jimmy, how are you?
Wait a minute. So the lady who operates the air traffic control tower is also the information center? It's almost literally the Ron White bit. I pulled into the Barra Airport Hair Care and Tire Center there. Calling it an airplane is just more like a pack of gum with 6 people in it. Before we landed on the beach runway, the pilot had to reach out to the airplane and go around. She looks hungry. Rogue Heron. You're not wrong. Oh, God. I've got to finish this. I'm going to end up doing overtime solely on this.
Yeah. The airport is vital to Barra.
The airport is vital. If it's so vital, could we build, again, a runway? I feel like at a point in this story, we're going to hear about how certain times in the day you can't let planes land because of high tide.
Classed as a lifeline service. It's a small operation. We have 11 members of staff. I work as security, customer service. I also work in the tower.
That's known as the air traffic controller. I work security, customer service. Okay. The information desk. I also work in the tower. Look, I feel like you led with the most. I feel like you led with the most surprising one. You're on security. Security of what? Making sure nobody imports too many sweets. Like, what's the security? I feel like what security? Are you like a human truffle pig for drugs? How are you the security? Look, man, don't make me get security. One, it'll take her a while to get here. At that point, the criminal landed in Barra and evaded security. How? By briskly walking away. Take it away again. I gotta hear you say your security.
Staff. I work as security, customer service.
Security. I work as security. Look, I'll let you have customer service. I'll let you have everything you list after security. But starting with security, Thorne fights the urge to say things, bad things.
I also work in the tower. Our operating
Nothing gets past her. No. Nothing gets past her in one go. It has to achieve escape velocity first.
Times are determined by the tides. We can have force.
Holy shit. The landing of planes are determined by the tides. I was right. They literally can't land during high tide. All right, this is your captain speaking. We're going to be in a holding pattern for 8 to 12 hours while we wait for the tide to grow and recede. Once the tide has receded, we will have emergency staff checking the beach to make sure it is safe to land, and then we will land on the beach at that time. Again, I do want to warn you, this will be a beach landing. Do not freak out, and please stay calm. But if you look out your left window as we approach landing, you will see a boogie boarder with a particularly nice set of assets, if we can call it that. Again, landing here in this beautiful town, and for those of you who are single, you may want to try to bed that lady right there. I know I'm going to try to land my beef bus in that tuna town as soon as I'm off this plane.
Customer service. I also work in the tower. Our operating times are determined by the tides. We can have 4 seasons on one day. That's Barra. Other people talk of...
No, that's bad. For an airport, that's really, really bad. 4 seasons in one day. You need a fixed ground airport, my friend. You need a runway that doesn't get covered with water.
Gales, and we think that's just a breeze.
I'll just check him. Primary pressure, looking at 5, getting a basic service.
We tend to call Barra up around about 20 to 30 miles before we actually arrive.
Roger. The tide is outside the markers. The rest of the beach is wet with large areas of standing water. Surface wind 290, 20 knots.
We've had to return from Barra because of bad weather, more often in the winter than in the summer, but it can happen any time of the year.
When the aircraft come onto our frequency. We'll give them the beach inspection where the tide is and updates on the weather all the way in, so they know what they are coming into. And we ask them to land at their discretion.
At their discretion.
There's an element of concentration as we get a bit closer, because there's no autopilot at all, it's all manual.
Right. How can you have autopilot? The autopilot might want to, I don't know, wait for the waves to catch in, land as a surf. Either get a real runway or, I don't know, invest in boats. I am Groot. Groot. I don't really know how long a whale can live outside the ocean, but I think this is a record. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea.
So you have to use your own eyes and assessments.
Final checks, please.
The really wonderful thing about this job is that we have the opportunity to exercise that skill.
The really wonderful thing about this job, we have the opportunity to exercise that skill, and if we fuck it up, we'll all be dead, so who cares?
Out from each other.
You landed at minute 27, self park in front of the terminal. Door is off after checks complete.
Thank you.
At a certain point, how important is your vacation? How important is the vacation? I gotta know. Autopilot. Let's go to a real city. Yeah, there's no autopilot because if you turn it on, it just says, fuck you. Oh, fuck off. Oh, Jesus. All right. So that's the end of that clip. We've gone 14 minutes over, and we'll call that just on the cuff. We have missed almost the entirety of our goal today. That is a very not good thing. I don't do the can rattling kind of stuff, but I will say if that keeps happening, we're gonna probably either cut days or cut goal. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But I understand everyone's suffering, and times are tough for everybody, and we got to do what we got to do. She's been beached. Push her back in the ocean. Well, clearly she doesn't want to go back. She's handling security. Before we bail on today, thank you. Have a good night. Sorry about the goal. Hey, it is what it is. But as we go, I normally do Where Johnny, you've been an audience, that whole thing. We're gonna end on this 45-second clip of the most interesting view of a volcano that I've ever seen. I'm gonna mute the music because I think it's just an audio overlay, and we'll play our own little exit outro for that. How does that sound? That sounds sexy. Ursula cosplaying as a human. I mean, you know what? It worked for the mermaid. Why doesn't she give it a shot? Maybe she'll find true love. Maybe she'll find true love. Anyways, whether you've been watching on Twitch, Rumble, or YouTube, it's been awesome. Thank you for letting us continue to do this show. We've been Johnny. You've been an audience. We're going to let this one play us out. Take it away, volcano footage.
Game over.
Fuck! What the fuck? Fuck! Who the fuck? Fuck this fucking! How are you so fucking fuck? Fuck! Game over, man. Game over.
And they say there's more slaves now than there ever was in human history. But they're all Asians, so who gives a shit? You know what I'm talking about?